Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. We are Crit and Hit It. We are 5 nerds playing D&D. Thanks for joining us. My name is Drew. I'm the Dungeon Master, and I run Master Tier Gaming, where you can hire me to run games of D&D and other such games for you and your guys. With me, as usual, are Kerry, Daniel, and Laura. Abby is not here today, because she's somewhere better, presumably. She's going to see the Spice Girls, so we're here. But yes, as I mentioned, Kerry, Daniel, and Laura, would you mind introducing yourselves and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Kerry. We're a Tabletop crafter. I do dice bags and minis, mostly 3D printing. And I'm playing Amy, the human paladin.
Excuse me.
Oh, are you quite done?
Yep.
I'm Daniel from D.Taylor Woodworking. I make wooden gaming things. And I play Airden, the kind of moody Bloodhunter elf.
And I'm Laura from Darkmoon Dice, and I make handmade dice sets, and I play Eden, the Aladdin Warlock.
So, does anyone want to recap things, or do you want me to recap things?
No, yeah,
I'm
you.
dropping it.
So, where last we left our intrepid adventurers in episode 10.
Airden had a bad day.
Yeah, this is like been a series of Airden has bad days.
So this episode has quite a few twists and turns, but recently the party discovered that there is supposedly, not confirmed, but supposedly a secret demon child kept in a tower. Rumours circulating that this demon child is a child of the Edels, the king and queen, and so would be a sibling to Merca and Eric, whose real name is Elerikel, but he goes by Eric for short, because he needs a more elven name. This brother, who you were told goes by the name Llergas, as told to you by the guards, was indeed imprisoned there. Except when you went there, he wasn't the one in prison. Eric was. Turns out that the Eric that you guys have all been interacting with since you entered Tharansari has been an imposter. This other brother, masquerading as Eric. You freed Eric from this crystalline structure that he was trapped in inside this tower, where there were loads of sigils and symbols carved and painted all over the place to try and keep this demonic force in. There was also the fact of a family heirloom sword that was coveted by Celendar, Eden's patron, for she is a warlock. This patron wanted this blade. He called it the Fey Blade, and that it was something that he needed. And so Eden was tasked to go and get that, or to fall into his bad graces. She found fake Eric. She took him aside, managed to get the sword from his belt, handed it to Enver, who took it to the rest of the party, who were trying to escape from the tower with the real prince, with Eric. And that's pretty much where we left off, everyone escaping from the tower with Eric, with the exception of Eden, who is currently in a room with the fake Eric, with Llergas. And we're going to open with Amy, Airden, and Anakis taking the real Prince Eric out of the building with the sword. So you guys burst through the main doors. The coast is clear. It is a crisp night air. You reckon it's probably getting to early morning now?
Should we go and try hide out at the temple? Because we kind of agreed to meet in that temple square. So if we hide out down there and wait for Eden to show up.
Out of character for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got all my stuff down in the Undercity.
Yes.
Yeah. how does everyone want to, like, Drew? How do you want me to just deal with that? Like, I go get it and that's it, or like you wanting me to go down there? Because I don't want to like derail everything while I go, for 20 minutes while I go all the way down and get my stuff and come all the way back up again.
I do want to handle going down there as like a thing.
That's fine. We'll do that.
So yeah,
because I do also want to address the fact that we've killed the mob king. Like,
it is a thing to be addressed.
He ruled the Undercity and he's now dead. So okay, yeah.
Eden promised she'd help you.
Yeah, I think. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with Amy then. Airden will. Yes, Airden's also, I think, not doing too well. He's quite injured just now. So yeah, he'll hobble along after Amy.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll go to the temple.
As you head towards the temple, circling around the tower, you see that there is a guard walking from the outer perimeter wall near the temple back towards the tower. Could Airden and Amy please give me perception checks?
Okay. Oh, this is good. 23.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the first roll of my new dice. 19 plus 4.
What was it, Kerry?
14.
14. I think you said it 3 times now. I heard you finally.
Sorry, Kerry, I was speaking.
So, both of you notice that this guard is familiar, but Airden recognizes that this guard is exactly the same as the guard that was sleeping on a cot when he went in.
And elves don't sleep.
And elves don't sleep.
Are we about to run into his path?
You will be crossing by him, but not colliding into him or anything.
Okay, should we like try and kind of dodge out of the way until he leaves? Or...
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we kind of like try and stealth behind something, I guess. Pulling Eric with us.
Oh yeah, we've got him as well.
Yeah.
I'm not very stealthy, guys, so I can
give me a
light
stealth check. You guys can make it with advantage. You do have the cover of darkness to help you out here.
I'm doing great today.
Okay. 18.
18.
21.
21. Right, well, I only got a 17. So both of you hide well from this guard. He's walking back towards the tower, stops for a moment, looks around. You can hear his feet scraping around the ground as he's like swiveling on the spot. And then he turns back towards the tower and marches straight in. As he's standing in the doorway to the tower, you can see from your angle that he's stopped in the doorway. He's looking down at this cot, and he's about to shout something. You hear the beginnings of a scream. Then the door slams shut behind him.
Do we care? That's not very Amy-like. Do we want to go check what that's about, or do we keep... We're kind of a bit like, we need to get Eric out of sight of people.
Yeah, I think if there's a different situation, maybe something interesting there, but no, just... Yeah.
I think,
So Airden's kind of just limping along. I think he just wants a seat.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we'll just try and make it down to the temple.
Alright. You guys continue on to the temple. You find that it is currently manned by Brother Canto, who is meditating in front of the altar. As you recall, the temple's not really like walled off or anything. It's more of a sort of open air gazebo type thing.
Does it have like a room that's walled off or anything, like a private area?
It doesn't. No.
Okay. All right. So I go up to Brother Canto and like tap him on the shoulder. Brother, we require your assistance. Again, yes.
By all means. What is it that you need, Sister Amy?
We need a safe place to rest and wait for our friend, where we're not really going to be seen. I was wondering if, like, do you have a home nearby that perhaps you would be able to put us up in for a couple of hours?
Yes, certainly. Come with me. I'll take you to my abode.
Thank you.
Yes. As he begins to lead you away, Eric is leaning on whoever it is that's carrying him.
Oh, I think it'll be Amy.
Yeah, probably will
Yeah.
be.
And as he does so, he slaps your shoulder and says, "Thank you."
It's okay.
Wearily. Eden. After your time with Llergas, pretending to be Eric, he gets up and begins getting dressed. And you note that there's a pep in his step. While he's getting dressed, he starts asking you, "When we were at dinner, darling, it seemed that there was something between you and this Celendar character. Do you know him?"
I met him once before, briefly. Not a huge fan of him, that's all.
Ah. Do you know much about him? Does he have any particular weaknesses that I should be aware of?
It's a strange question.
I'm merely wondering. He seems to be a powerful person. I want to protect myself and you, of course.
Like I said, I don't really know him all that well. I don't think most of the time he even lives in this realm, so I wouldn't worry about being safe from him.
Right. On a different note, I feel like I'm coming down with a little something, a minor trifle. I've tried asking a few people, and as much as Hayan is helpful as my hand servant, he's not pointing me to the right places. I know that somewhere in this city is a herbalist by the name of Valanth, and I can't find her. You don't happen to know where she is, do you?
I don't recognize that name. If you're feeling unwell, I'd be more than happy to go and get you something to help you sleep or to ease your stomach. Is it your head? Is it...
You know, I do feel rather faint. It's more of a
bit pale.
Yes. There's something in particular that I'm needing. It's you know what? I'll write it down, and you can. Could you go and fetch it for me?
Of course. You really should go sleep.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Or lay down.
As he begins writing this note out on the desk, he just sort of chuckles to himself a little bit, tears off the bit of parchment and hands it to you. Yes. I may just go home. There's no point in staying here. Merc will be back soon. It's not Merc, is it? I don't know what to do, Eden.
Don't look. I don't think now is the time to be making any big decisions, especially if you're not feeling well. Let me go and get these herbs for you. You go back to the house, lay down. I'll come back soon, and then once you're feeling better, we can discuss what to do about Merca.
Yes. I'm just going to go and lie down, darling.
Is there anything else I can get you before I go?
No, I think that's everything. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'll tuck the blankets in, turn around, roll my eyes, and then
out you go. You see that written on the note is the name of a substance and its ingredients if you're unable to get it. This is a potion by the name of Colreed. If you are unable to get a Colreed potion, it is made with hemlock and the sweat of a blink dog.
Okay.
Apparently, an alchemist will know how to make it. That they may even have it.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go to shower, temple, make sure the sword gets to Celendar, and then I'll sort out that bit.
Okay.
Wait, who has the sword? You have the sword, Eden.
Enver.
And
Enver.
Enver.
Yeah. So
No, I have the sword. He threw it to me as we left, and I told Enver to go and get Eden out.
Oh, okay.
Ah, right, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Enver will be waiting by the door then for Eden, and you'll note that he's been listening into the door to make sure that you're safe. But yeah, you're able to quickly find a washroom and leave to meet up with everyone at the temple. So Eden approaches.
Okay. As we're leaving, to go to this guy's house.
That's right, I was taking you to the house.
He was.
Totally on it.
Is that alright? I guess as we were on our way across the square.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long.
No. It'll be a little while. So he takes you to his house, which is just through one set of gates into a different district of the city, but it's very close to the temple. When he drops you off there, you find it's a fairly modest home. It's only got 2 rooms in its entirety. One is set aside as sort of a meditation / sitting room. You see that there's lots of wind chimes and knickknacks, various things around the place that seem to be of a spiritual nature. You see a few prayer wheels around as well. The other room is his larder. He's just got a whole bunch of root vegetables sort of piled up to one side, and there's a fire pit in the corner where he welcomes you to partake in the broth, and that periodically he just chops up some more vegetables, chucks it in. He lives simply.
I think I'll take advantage of that. Could do with some broth. I don't know if elves like broth, but yeah, some sort of sustenance. I can't remember the last time that Airden actually ate anything.
It was probably
Master
centuries
like
fed
something at
something.
dinner.
So the I'm hearing a hissing sound. Is that from
Yeah,
me?
it's gone now. I could hear it, but it's gone now.
Strange. It's still coming on my end. Oh, it's now stopped. I'm not sure if that was
I can't hear anything.
my thing.
Nothing.
Okay. It may have been my end then. I apologise. Regardless. Maybe it's a snake. So you guys get taken to the house, and he says that you wait there. He'll go back to the temple and wait for Eden. Eden, you see Brother Canto, and he escorts you back to his place when he sees that you are looking for your friends. So you're all at his place. He's there just stirring away at the broth occasionally, like spooning it out into bowls for people as they need them. But he's deliberately keeping himself in the larder / kitchen to allow you guys to speak freely in the comfort of this sitting area.
I'll just call out to him before we converse. Excuse me, priest. This broth, lovely as it is, does it have any healing properties? It doesn't really taste like it, but, you know, one can hope.
You want healing soup?
Well, you know, it it has been known. I've had some before that helps wounds heal quicker and so on. No, just a thought.
No, but there is something I inherited some time ago. If you're in need of your wounds being tended to.
Well, one doesn't pass up the chance to feel as good as they could.
He goes over to a small box, opens it up, and you see that there's a small handful, maybe half dozen, small white pearlescent ball bearings. He picks one of them up, hands it to you. You can eat that. I mean,
okay.
I wouldn't crunch it or anything, just swallow it whole.
Airden does.
Okay. It heals 8d8 hit points.
That's
what? Oh my god, okay, I'm glad I asked.
Wow.
Very nice things. Arguably, they're reusable.
Do we want to know? Has someone already used that one? That you just had?
As
Please.
I say, they were given to me.
Oh,
I'd imagine these are all tried and tested.
oh.
Oh, Airden.
I feel like I want to do like detect disease or something.
Too late. He's already swallowed it.
Well, he might be diseased now. I'm not good at that. It's fine.
I guess I'm gonna put that in my inventory because I mean,
God, it comes back around again.
kind of have it. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
You gotta find it again, though.
Oh,
Just
give it between 12 and 72 hours, depending on your diet, and yeah.
Yep. We've never. I don't know that about Airden. Haven't delved that deep into his backstory, but I imagine he's quite a regular person.
seems like a regular kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm putting that in my inventory with a massive asterisk next to it.
Oh.
Poop Pearl.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I'm writing. One of them, big asterisk.
Oh.
So
Right,
if you
I'm gonna
ever want a
remember
magic
that.
item that's not going to be abused by your players.
I don't know if Airden can find some way to clean it properly, like boiling water. I don't know this world's version of like antiseptic or something.
Prestidigitation, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go. I'm sure I've got that.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. So, Eden, you were a while. Is everything okay?
yeah. No, it was fine. Just had something to eat, had something to drink, talked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a regular sort of.
Did you take care of him? It's
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, no. I mean, we can't have two Erics walking around, so one of them
Oh,
needs to disappear. And I suppose you want the real one. You'd like to keep around. I presume.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
No, I didn't kill him. I don't even know what he is.
Well, Anakis says he's like a demon-born thing, so probably it's a good job you didn't try and take him on by yourself.
No, he wasn't. He said he wasn't feeling well, so I left, and he asked for some potion that I have to go get. So
What's the potion?
Colreed? I don't.
No.
Would I know of that?
Anyone
Can I roll to check?
can make a history, arcana, or nature check.
Got 19.
Nice.
This dice is doing great. What did you say? Sorry, nature.
Nature, history, or arcana. Whichever one you pick will tell you different information.
Oh, okay. Say nature. That's 20 altogether.
Okay, so nature will tell you the properties of such a thing. Arcana will be things like what can it be used for.
Okay.
So the properties of Colreed potions, they're usually made with the fluids of a creature. Some people prefer sweat, blood or urine can also be used. Usually the creature needs to have some connection to the Feywild. If you consume a Colreed potion, it's supposed to cement any transitions. It's got a wide range of uses. Some people have even worked them into oils, and by casting things like prestidigitation to change the colour of metals when making swords and things, they're able to make permanent that minor change. But if it's consumed, some wizards sometimes use it for polymorph and to make it permanent. It also stops people from being detected as that thing. So if someone's polymorphed into an elephant, say, they can't cast a spell and tell that it's really not an elephant.
Yeah, I don't think we should get him this potion.
Wasn't planning to.
Okay.
How do you exercise demons? Is that?
I mean,
the standard size. Can we put him into a jar? You could have 2 jars, Amy.
I could have 2 jars. I'm not planning on keeping this jar around for too much longer. So I could empty this jar now and put a bad thing in it and let
maybe put both.
Out.
Put both in the jar.
I don't. No.
When you go to a boring evening, just shake the jar.
Yeah.
We're getting quite a collection of things in jars. I've got that wee parasite as well.
Oh, Eden, and I'm gonna pull the sword out from where I guess I just like very quickly attached it onto my belt while I was running. Pull the sword out. Ever had this?
Thank you.
What? Where did you get this from?
Is this what you went to?
That was what I was looking for. Other Eric? Does he have a name?
Llergas?
Llergas.
Llergas. Okay. He had it, and I managed to get it. But I can't keep it. I also have to do that. Right. It's. I read this thing. How close am I to like? Can I go give it to Celendar now? Can I go do that now?
Yeah, you could go and do that now.
I want to get that out of the way.
Okay.
I still have it in my hand.
Okay.
Can I do? No, I don't know. So probably not. No point in doing it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll give you it, but that's fine. Yeah, just give it. I give it.
It has nothing to do with any of this. Don't worry.
Okay. I mean, we are looking for like a magic sword that could be like a demon slayer, and if this
that's not the sword.
It might be. If the guy is like trying to get it, the demons often try and take things that could destroy them.
This isn't for a demon, though.
No, but the demon guy had it, so maybe he was getting it because it could potentially destroy him. Maybe we should take the sword now and go and kill him with the sword. Not that I agree with killing him. That's also not right.
Everyone has changed so much over the last day. I've been gone 24 hours. Airden hasn't tried to rob this guy once.
Demons don't have to play on the material plane. They need to be returned back to the plane that they came from. Plus, if you kill demons and they're from hell, they don't actually die. So, it's not like killing them. It's just sending them back to their home.
I like your grey morals, Amy.
Amy would know that, wouldn't she?
Okay, can you tell anything? Have you looked at the sword? Can you tell anything about it? I mean, I know you're kind of guessing, but if it's not a demon killing sword, then I really, really, and I can't stress this enough, really need to get this to somebody.
Can I do can I just do the divine sense? It might pick up something from it.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could do the divine sense. You obviously get a ping from the jar that you have in your possession, but nothing from the sword.
I don't have detect magic in my brain currently. Don't know how you explain that in character. Yeah, it's not on the to-do list yet. Okay, you sent off that finger, didn't you? The finger bone.
Yes.
And you said you could get that back if we need it.
Maybe?
I mean,
Did I say that? Is that
definitely
that's
said
what I said? I said that? Oh.
Guys, I think we're just like, right, I think we need to all have a bit of a talk. There's been a lot of untruths being told recently between us, and that's just not what friends do.
I'm looking very pointedly, like out the window or something.
You said that you weren't going to kill that guy. You said that you didn't know Anakis and you were going to let her get taken to prison. Like,
we already explained that. We explained that.
Barely, and you guys had more swing than anyone else. You could have gotten her off easier. Like,
Okay. If I don't give this sword to someone, I am worried something will happen to Enver. That's the truth. Can I just, and then I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. I promise. Just,
would we potentially be able to get it back, like the finger?
I can try. I can try. I'll see.
Okay.
I think I can guess. I think I know who you're giving the sword to.
Airden.
I'm just. But do you know their intentions? Do you trust them?
That's not my place to ask. I will see if I can get the finger back.
Okay, this is a lot of trust that you're asking of us.
It's my sword that Enver brought to you that I'm giving back to somebody else.
I mean, isn't it actually? And I point over my shoulder at Eric, who I presume has been sat here for this entire conversation.
Yep.
Twiddling his thumbs.
Is his sword? Like, Eric, is this... The other you had this, so is this...
Wait, wasn't
our sword?
Wasn't it Merca's sword? Whose sword was it?
He is slurping broth down from the bowl, shivering a little, because he's a little worse for wear.
Muffin!
It's an heirloom. We don't tend to use it. It's more ornamental, like a royal scepter, really. Not really meant to be used. I'd imagine since Merca is going to be heading back at some point, he'll probably still want it, but
Did we already tell him? I thought
we told other Eric.
Yeah, but did I mention to him that there's someone else who go around? No, I mustn't have done. All right, okay. Okay.
Can't recall.
I maybe wouldn't worry too much right now about that. Just rest. Just don't worry. Just maybe sit back, close your eyes for a bit, have a bit of a, the old short rest.
Can you have one of the poop pearls?
He doesn't need a poop pearl, surely. He probably only has that.
I don't know. Is he?
Does the priest have any cure wounds or anything that you could do for us, or healing word?
He points towards the box.
Is that it?
I spend my days in prayer. I
spend days in prayer too, but
can I take a poop pearl and can I bring it over to Eric? And just really nicely be like, sweetheart, you have to, you have to, please.
All right. Yes. And he slowly takes it and chases it down with some broth.
I'll give him a kiss on the cheek. Good job, good job. That's really patronizing. I'm sorry.
Is this what their relationship is really like?
Oh my. So
Okay, Eden, we trust you, right, Airden? Anakis?
Yes. Although, how about you give this sword back? Can we tag along? Not to interfere. I'll be very well behaved. Stand back. Won't even make my presence known if you don't want. I'm just interested. It would just satisfy my
Anakis
curiosity as well.
will in fact pipe up.
And what does she sound like?
Go on, Drew.
I was actually about to ask. I was like, wait, what's Anakis doing?
So she said, "Listen, if he's anything like what we saw at the dinner party, then I wouldn't recommend that we crowd him at all."
Ivy's gonna be horrified.
That's an amazing Welsh accent.
That's actually not bad.
What's your? Oh shit! What? It's not gonna matter. What's your stealth, Airden?
Quite high. It's based on dexterity, isn't it? Yeah, I've got +3 stealth.
I mean, that's risky trying to stealth to Celendar.
I agree.
He's gonna see him.
I know.
Like,
Is that bad though? Like,
I said that there's no rules about like you couldn't bring somebody else with you.
Yeah,
Get the sword, bring the sword back, right?
out of character, Airden literally doesn't want anything from this. He's got no ulterior motive. He's just kind of curious. Like, this is what he does, and there's like a big kind of demigod entity thing. He's just kind of interested to learn more about it.
I mean, I'm going with. I mean, I could be wrong, but this was super fast, super efficient. Get the sword done. Like, I mean, I think that's really the purpose here is that she is good at her job.
Mm-hmm.
Does it really matter who she's hanging around with? Or doesn't, right?
If I was him, I'd be pretty happy. Like, he's got what he wanted.
I would say so.
He's just got to put up with, Eden's new weird friends.
Yeah.
all right. So I'll hold out the sword to Eden. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. You guys go and take this to wherever you're taking it to. I'm gonna go and find Xander because we just kind of left him, and he's our friend, and we should probably not just leave him here.
You go get Xander. Anakis will stay here with Eric and Brother Kento. Airden and I will go deliver the sword, and then we all meet back here.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Break.
Okay. Airden, you very quickly managed to find Celendar. He is stood behind a few buildings near a massive grove that's growing there in a sort of private garden area. He's sort of sat half in the bushes. Eden will recognise that he's basically sat between the realms. He's opened a portal in these bushes. When he sees you approach, he stands tall, his horns almost piercing the sky, silhouetting against the night. Is it done?
We'll hold it out. One sword as requested.
He takes the sword slowly from you, holds it in both hands, looks it over, and then he grabs it tightly and snaps it in two.
Oh.
When he does so and drops both halves to the ground, you see that the sword that clashes to the ground looks nothing like the sword you just handed to him. Do you think you can trick me with a fake?
Ooh.
I didn't.
I step back a little bit.
it was a fake. That was the one that the demon was carrying. I assumed I went to the vault. There was nothing else there. If I had any powers to help me to detect these sorts of things, maybe this would be a little bit easier. But all I can see is what I actually see.
I will maintain your powers so that you can find it for me. You can summon me via Enver when needed. Good evening. And he turns, goes through the portal.
That was a waste of... Do you know what I had to do to get... Okay.
I know.
What does the sword on the ground look like? Like, is it just a sword that's been broken in two?
Yeah, it looks like just a bog standard short sword. None of the nice tapering to the ends, the wall pattern on the handle. None of that. It looks entirely different from what you saw.
I'm gonna kick it. Sorry. That's a bit stroppy. I apologize.
What next?
Find the real sword, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we need to regroup. We do have the whole thing of what to do with Untrithar.
Yes. Yeah. We'll also go get your stuff. Right. Do I have something to help me find this sword now?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Unfortunately not. You've got your array of spells that we... so you've got second level spells, I believe, at fourth level for a Warlock. Let's see. Spells. Sorry
to interrupt briefly, Drew. But is your internet all right? Because on the call, your picture seems to be freezing for long moments.
Yes, that is an issue that I've had with my computer. Yeah.
Your audio's coming through fine. We can hear you. We're not missing anything. It's just some actions.
I just know that I've shut everything down that I can on the background. For something is eating up my CPU, and that's frustrating to say the least.
That's all right. You are streaming and stuff.
I suppose the streaming and recording locally, but we've managed to do that without too much slowdown before. So I'm a little annoyed. But,
no problem. Just thought I'd check.
Nothing we can really do anything about at the moment. Yeah, Warlocks don't really have a lot in the way of detecty spells as standard.
Tell you who does. Your best friend over here.
That ain't me.
I'm thinking it might be a good idea for all of us to regroup as well, because just like as a player, I think if Airden and Eden went down to Untrithar and we've killed the guy who runs things down there.
Fun.
Yeah, it might get a bit carried away, but if we have the good conscience of the group with us to kind of be like, hey guys, let's not go mad with power. I don't know, that might be a bit better.
The point of having power if you're not going to go mad.
Well, I think that's Airden's philosophy, yeah. But Daniel's a bit worried about him.
I mean, yeah, have you tried going mad without power? No one listens to you.
It doesn't work.
What was it that Amy was going to go and do? Go and get Xander.
Yeah, I'm gonna go collect Xander, and then I want to talk to the priest a little bit afterwards.
Okay. Give me an investigation skill check. So that's intelligence based.
15.
Sweet. You retrace your steps, and you don't find anything of Xander. As you are wending your way through the streets to try and see if you can find out where he went, you do find a few things of his tossed to the sides of the streets. You find a small rip of fabric that matches what he was wearing, one of the flowers that was tucked into his hair when he was being groomed. You see them scattered about, and they sort of lead a haphazard trail that leads ultimately to Eric's house.
Yeah, thought he might have gone there. Right.
Inside the building, however, you do not find Xander.
Is it empty? The whole building's just empty. There's
The
no
whole
one
building
there.
is empty.
Right. Okay. Can I check for like? I'll do like a survival check for like any further like picking up the trail.
Okay, yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just go back to the temple.
Proper people tracking.
10.
Ooh. You find that because there are quite a few things trashed towards the rear of the house, and some upturned sod and earth in the back garden, there's sufficient evidence here to suggest that Xander or someone else may have been involved in a fight here recently. Maybe even taken.
Oh no. Right. Okay. He still had all this stuff on him, like with him still, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I know that Anakis has some locate people-y, object-y spells, so I'll probably just go back if there's nothing else to follow.
You all convene back on Brother Canto's humble abode. It's starting to get a lot lighter now. It's probably about 3-ish in the morning. Birds are starting to tweet a bit more loudly. There's a lot of animal life sort of flitting in the streets as you're moving from place to place. As you all get to Brother Canto's, Eric is sat meditating in the middle of the floor. Anakis is talking to Brother Canto about how to liven up some of his broth.
Are we getting to the point where we're going to need to sleep? Because
I was about to ask that. Maybe Airden asks in character, like, are you not tired, Amy? Do humans not need to? I mean, it's been quite a while since you've slept.
I mean, yeah, she probably does need to sleep now, I think. So, I mean, it's 3 in the morning. We're taking 8 hour break. It's not that bad, is it?
You only need 4, right?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I think I only need 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
You only need 4 of meditation. A long rest is still 8 hours, but you only meditate for 4 of it.
I'd be happy with that, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Well,
considering what do you think? We lose 8 hours, like.
Well, a long rest is basically any 8-hour period where you are not engaged in strenuous activity. So you can still like follow a trail, look for things. So long as you're not mountain climbing or fighting, it counts as a long rest. So your long rest can count from the point where you entered Brother Canto's place. So you're 3 hours into your long rest already.
Okay.
So just
yeah,
5 more hours till about 8 in the morning.
Yeah, cool. Let's do that.
That sounds good to me.
Sweet.
I'll let you just tell us if we get ambushed in the night first.
Yeah, Brother Canto ambushes you all and tries to convert you all to his faith.
Shoves quick rolls down our throat.
So, are we okay to skip to in the morning?
Yep.
Okay. So I would like to sort of do the whole like morning like prayer ritual thing with Brother Canto, and then I'd like to pull him to. I'd like to sort of during or just afterwards say, Brother, I was hoping I could perhaps get some counsel from you. There's something I feel like I need to talk about, and I don't really know who else to talk to about it.
Absolutely, sister. Normally, after my morning prayers, I take a journey around the central district just to clear my head, greet people in the morning. Would you like to join me and we can discuss things privately?
Yes, that sounds delightful.
So he takes you out for a walk. Just before he leaves his garden, he lifts up a small rock and picks up a small pouch and replaces the rock. The pouch is pretty full, and you can tell that it's full of coin. He goes across the street to a small florist, buys a whole bunch of flowers, and as he's going by, he places flowers in front of people's houses, just as a gesture, while he's putting these things down. So what is it that bothers you, my sister?
My friends, the ones who have been staying with us, are with you. I've not been with them for very long. Only a few days, a few weeks now. And I'm struggling, brother, on how to cope or how to accept their ways.
Their ways, they differ greatly from your own?
They do. I believe that deep down they mean well. I do believe that. But as of late, more and more things have been happening where I usually would question whether a person was on the right path or not if they were to do the things my friends have been doing.
Ah, yes. I myself have been troubled with many a thing just like that. How old would you say I am?
Well, I would not want to cause any offence. You look young for an elf.
Thank you.
Thank
I am relatively young. I only came into this clergy a few hundred years ago. I am 793. In my 700 years, almost 800, wandering this earth. It's in Earth. Wandering this land.
You almost caught yourself out there.
Yeah. I have met a few people that behave in a way that's contrary to my expectations. Not necessarily in a spiteful way. For instance, if you consider the more noble echelons of this city, those that live in the ivory towers, to borrow a human phrase. I understand that it's not actually ivory that they're made from. That would be impractical to make an entire tower from ivory. Still, I feel the idiom stands. They scheme. They lie. They tell each other one thing with a smile while telling their friends something different with a smirk. These people are not bad people. They simply indulge in the baser behaviours that is our mortal condition. Immortal in the case of elves, but we still inhabit these same mortal lands. We're all subject to these feelings sometimes. People act in their own self-interest, sometimes in the interests of those that they love. And quite often those interests clash with individuals that take a more celestial view of things. I feel, Sister Amy, that perhaps your friends are just more concerned with mortal concerns than with our battle with darkness.
But that may be so, but in the end, I mean, even elves do pass on eventually, and you know, there comes a time when the state of a person's soul is important, and it gets, you know, judged in a way. And I just worry about my friends putting black marks on their souls, and how do you help them get back onto the right path? How do you help remove that black mark, especially if they're not so willing to help themselves?
Indeed. Since we are speaking candidly, but privately, might I ask, what is it that your friends have done that bothers you so?
I'm afraid I can't. I can't really say. They made many promises to me not to hurt someone, but then they went ahead and did it. And on top of that, our friend Anakis, well, they saw her in trouble and they turned a blind eye to it.
Right. And your feeling is that these actions indicate a darkness in their souls?
Perhaps not that it was already there, but that they've done something now to create a new darkness that... Yeah.
Yes. People do indulge in behaviours, as I say, that sometimes protects a smaller group than others. Consider that we have taken on the cause of light against the darkness of this world. Our circle that we contemplate when weighing up an action is very broad. We think of all the living creatures. We think of everything that moves around on this mortal plane. And we consider how our actions and the actions of those around us affect everything in balance. Others become so concerned with what's immediately around them that that circle gets very small. They care not for the plight of the birds in the trees, the fish in the ponds. They care not for their neighbours. Not because they're callous or evil, but simply circumstances don't allow them the privilege that we have of contemplating the larger conflict. I would ask Sister Amy that perhaps you should be patient with your friends. Be that widening circle for them. If you spend time with people that indulge in often wicked or evil behaviour, if they are simply inconsiderate or seem so to you, perhaps it's your duty, fighting for the side of light, to widen their circle, to help them consider the broader ramifications. After all, many people don't consider their souls when they're living their lives. You could perhaps be the spiritual crux of the group.
Yes, I think you may be right.
Do not abandon them, Sister Amy. They need your help.
Yes, I can see that. I've seen that from the moment I met each of them.
I feel so bad for Amy.
You're in trouble, Airden.
Yeah.
How did Amy find out that we killed Farouche?
She told me.
I let it slip by accident. I did this last time, and it's because Daniel had forgotten, but Airden had forgotten. But I'd forgotten in real life.
Bitches, Airden.
Yeah.
Alright, so do we kind of circle back around to the house? Or?
That's right, yeah. So you'll finish this part of the conversation about halfway through the journey. You continue a very pleasant walk through the city. He does stop and speak to a few guards, during which you find out a few key pieces of information. One, that there was some sort of attack on the tower. The guard presence is being upped. One guard was found dead, crushed by a sculpture. Another guard was found dead inside the barracks. His guts splayed all over the room. It was quite a bloody mess.
Was that us?
Oh,
We didn't do
no.
that, did we?
Nope, you guys
It
didn't do
wasn't
that.
the guy.
Oh, okay.
Was it the guy that we talked to?
I won't remember.
Oh no! him away. He was so nice.
And there's also rumours going around of a prisoner escaping. There's no mention of the other two prisoners anymore, which was Anakis' brother and sister. Who
I presume they're
also
just in the house.
Yes, they're in the house with Anakis and that lot. So yes, you circle back around and get back to the house.
Okay. Is there any way for while he's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'll do it when we get. I'll do it at the house instead. It's fine.
Okay.
And have me and Eden kind of circled back at this point?
I think you were there. This was in the morning, so you guys would have.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Right. Yeah.
That's alright.
I forgot we came back after the
Yep.
meeting with Celendar. Yeah.
Yep. So everyone's at the house. A breakfast broth is available. Anakis has done what she can to spice things up, finding a few natural herbs in the garden to add to the broth pot, which has immediately made it taste better. You also, Airden, see that the two... God, what were their names again? Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Tia and Von. There we go. So Tia is leaning over to Von's bowl and sprinkling something into his broth, and then sprinkling something into her own. And then she looks up and sees that you're watching Airden, and then pulls out this small leather pouch and just sort of jingles it in an offering fashion.
What is it?
Salt.
I mean, I know they're lying, but I try my broth anyway.
Sorry?
I hold out my broth anyway.
Oh, sweet. They sprinkle some of these small blue crystals into the broth. They mix it in for you. It looks like salt, but just tinted blue.
Is there any way for me to know anything about it before I have more of my broth?
Yes, a nature check.
Oh. 9.
9. You know that there are a whole bunch of spices that'll look something like this. There's nothing that springs to mind. There's certainly nothing dangerous with this sort of thing. It's probably just an exotic salt.
Whatever. They don't seem like evil people. I kind of fine.
So when Amy gets back, Airden's tripping balls on the ceiling. The salt just gives it a bit of spice, and it gives you a bit of a buzz as well. This is kind of like a spicy caffeine that they've added to the broth.
Okay. So Airden's all cooked up, basically.
Yes.
Right.
When I get back, I relay the information about everything I heard, all the rumours that you said.
Cool. So you know that last night 2 guards were killed. One Airden and Eden know about.
I'm gonna be like to Airden.
I look shocked and overdo it a bit. I think with the that's terrible, so gruesome. I'm sorry, Amy. That's terrible.
I'm worried that one of them was the guy in the corridor that helped us.
There was a lot of guards there. I'm
there
sure.
There wasn't a lot of guards there. We only saw him and then the person downstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of guards in the city. The probability of it being him was maybe kind of low. Anyway, so what are we doing this morning? We're all rested and ready to go. Can we go get my stuff, please?
Yeah, I mean, we probably should go and get it. What did you guys do with the body? What did you leave it? I whisper it so that no one else attempting, so no one else hears me say that bit.
I think I've already jumped up, kind of right, we're going. Okay, yes, we're going down to the Undercity. Cool. Okay.
Where did you put the body? What did you do with it?
What? Which body?
Yeah, I don't know.
What? Look, I understand why you did it. I
Furush.
yeah.
Oh, daggers at Airden. Daggers. One rule, Airden. One rule. I had one rule.
She already knows.
Yes, I know. The one rule was don't tell Amy.
She already knows. It's
Are you
fine.
saying that out loud or not?
Well, I already spilt the beans to Amy, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm just asking if Eden's saying one rule is don't tell Amy out loud or not.
No.
Right, okay. 'Cause-
I'd imagine she's saying it out loud, but in like a hushed thing to Airden aside, making sure that Amy can't hear.
I think I don't remember.
You took a life, and you don't remember what you did with the body. I find that very hard to believe, Eden.
We're quite different people, Amy.
For the audience, as a reminder of what happened last time.
And for Daniel.
I figured, but I was wanting to save your face.
I remember that Airden tried the thing which made him not blind, but it created like a sphere of darkness.
Yes.
It's left him in darkness. It will probably have disappeared, and then it will just be a body in the middle of the alleyway.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with this.
That's not great. I think. Well, Amy. See, this is going to sound bad, but he died in the street, and I kind of pulled him into an alleyway, and then I left, and he was still there, and so I presume one of his, the people that worked for him would come and take care of the body.
Okay.
I mean, he probably had lots of enemies, so
yeah, it's best just to let.
Could have killed him, right?
Yeah, it's like letting nature reclaim, the corpse of a forest animal. You just leave it there, and
That
ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Who are you?
He'll return. Everything's not very good at convincing.
Yeah, and plus, it's probably not quite the tack to go with him. She's not nature.
No.
Okay. So another thing we need to address is I couldn't find Xander anywhere, and it looked like there'd been a fight at Eric's house where I kind of tracked him back to. So is there potential maybe Xander is in Underthar as well? Maybe we need to do a bit of a looking around for him down there as well.
I still have to go and get that. I have to get something to bring back to.
Why? We're gonna
Eric.
Just leave him. The best. If we just go, and then his thing will wear off. Why don't we take real Eric somewhere else for a bit, and then his spell, potion, whatever he's doing, wears off. He'll be revealed as being. Wait, one second. Eric. Real Eric.
Yes.
As you're now known as. So the demon guy is your brother. Is your real brother though?
Yes.
And he's
Bit of a dirty family secret, I'm afraid.
Did you know him well at all, or?
No. My brother and I stayed well clear. He was sort of exiled here along with my brother and I. Merca wanted to have somewhere to rule, somewhere away from our mother and father, so they established this colony for us to rule over, and we've established it well into the city that it's become. Our parents came back and meddled from time to time, but they forced us to look after our brother. We kept him in a tower.
There wasn't another, was there?
Can I gently, at some point during this, can we gently break the news to him about Merca?
Well, that's why I'm asking if there was another brother or something like that. Another one like him.
No, there's just the three of us.
You mean the two of you?
Airden!
Perhaps we should leave
Um,
Eden and her partner alone for a minute, Airden.
Sure. Yep, I'll just go stand outside.
Awkwardly stand somewhere else.
I'll just turn 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Just look somewhere else.
Tia, the little wood elf, will sit cross-legged, resting her chin on her hands, watching intently, and, until Anakis grabs her ear and pulls her away. You now have a modicum of privacy.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling much rejuvenated, thank you.
I'm glad. Is he sitting? Do you want to sit? Do you want to lay down, maybe? Or
We can sit, yes?
yeah, let's sit.
I'm confused, Eden, about a great many things. You were supposed to be out. You were dealing with something. You're not supposed to be here for a while.
Yeah. No, you're correct. I did. I went out. I sorted what had to be sorted. We ended up coming back to the city a little bit earlier. Your brother was in your body, which I didn't realize until maybe a little too late, which I apologize for. But I mean, everything's going to be fine now. However, while I was traveling, it seems that your brother is, I mean, speaking of people taking other people's bodies, what's in Mirka's body isn't Mirka anymore. I'm really sorry.
Oh.
We didn't know. We found what was Mirka's armor. What's in his body now is a dragon, we think.
I'd heard rumours that they were coming back to the lands, but
He's still leading the army, but
do you know? In fact, no. I'd probably best not that I know when the switch happened. I'd want to not have any fond memories stolen away. Do you know if it was peaceful, the way that he went?
we didn't arrive until much later.
Right, yes.
We did Airden and the rest of us tried to give him a decent funeral.
Oh, of course you would, once you found that. I suppose I shall have to write a letter to Mother and Father. I shall let them know.
It's so part of my worry is if Tharansari is now yours, if we don't sort out your brother in your body, it's a lot more power
You're absolutely right. With Merca gone, that... But the dragon you say is impersonating him. Is the army still marching north?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Right. In that case, we will need confirmation from the general that Merca is indeed dead for the town notary to affirm me. We need to get this sorted as soon as possible. If I am made de facto in charge with my brother's death, I hopefully should be able to officially request an increase in the guard. We should be able to get allies to help find my brother. My other brother.
We got into that tower. The guard presence there was appalling.
It does need a bit of an increase. We don't have a lot of people manning the walls these days, since there hasn't been a lot of danger. We've been well protected with the family fortune and with our reputation. The vault with the weapons. It's enough to make sure that...
already been in the vault. The sword was not...
Of course, the sword last night. The heirloom sword.
Not the heirloom sword. It's somewhere, but what your brother had was not it. It's not in the vault. That wasn't it. Have you thought of not conscription, but maybe recruiting?
Yes, I'll need to sort that. I'm remembering now when I was trapped in that crystal, Merca, he took me up to go and visit our brother. He said that it was important, and our brother was free. Some years ago, Llergas, my tower brother, he started communing with demonic forces. He started calling himself by a different name. He started wanting us to call him Zagrell instead. When he summoned a full-fledged demon into the tower, that's when we knew we needed to take more drastic measures. We trapped him in this amber crystal. But Merca taking me to go and visit him when he was trapped there, he was out. And I think I was put in. The two of them, they were working together. If that wasn't really Merca, that would go some way to explaining things. Why would they want to impersonate us? Why would they be working together?
Merca was the most powerful elf in Tharansari, and you were the second.
True. Together they'd be able to put anything in motion. But it seems that there hasn't been a lot of change here. Perhaps they've not had time to enact their plans. We need to find the guard captain. We need to let him know that I'm me and not this other. We need to let them know.
He doesn't
about
even know
that.
my favorite cup.
But your favorite, the one with... He didn't even... That's made me quite upset.
He's adorable.
I'm so glad that he's not like bad. Like when we met fake Eric, I was like, no, I kind of wanted him to be nice. I'm so glad that it's turned out the real Eric is nice.
I bet Merca was a bit of a dick, though. Like, I bet before...
I think that's why Airden burned the body. He just knew innately.
I think Merca was probably a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys get on with dicks more than you do nice people.
That's also true.
Well, yeah.
For those of you wanting to see what Merca was like before he died, there is footage of that up on the channel.
Is there?
Yes. The charity live stream thing for Con Plus.
Oh, I'm gonna go watch that.
Yeah,
Remember you
the-
mentioning, yeah, it's-
Like, that's an important piece of information.
I remember you mentioned ages ago, Drew. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like set in the same world. I just didn't like.
Yeah,
Oh,
Crystal
okay.
Monolith of Earl. You get to see Merca and his initial expedition down into that sort of crystal chamber thing and what happened there.
That's
Well,
cool.
no need to watch it. We know how it
what
ends.
happened there.
Yeah, exactly. So, Eric is all caught up. He's trying to figure out a way to resolve the situation. He's proposing that he goes and speaks to the captain of the guard about his brother. Anakis will volunteer to go with him. One, to keep an eye on Tia and Von, and being around guards will probably put them on their best behaviour. But also, Anakis has a little bit more experience with demons and things and wants to talk to Eric about what more she can pick up.
In like, as far as like ruling families go, do they all have the same amount of power? Like, or would Eden get more power if she was actually married to him? That sounds bad. I don't mean it like that's sorry.
In
yes, that's what I
Tharansari, there's in fact, I was about to turn my phone back on, but I've sent the images to you as well. So quickly check that out. But yeah, there is a hierarchy for the elven families in the region, but not an official one. Tharansari, the Edels rule outright. No one questions that. That is their city. Like, they built it up. When it comes to other noble elven lines, they'll pretty much only matter in their own lands. When two elves sort of meet each other out in the wild, it's very much a vying for superiority thing in their interactions, which is why a lot of elves come off as sort of stoic and not really human in any real way. It's because they're both, or the group of elves, are sort of like vying for social superiority. And so it's more like cutting jibes and subtle hints here and there. They're trying to appear nice and proper while really being dicks to each other.
So I got no actual pull until it's official, is what you're saying.
Do you mean like in the city?
Mm.
You would have some pull because of your relationship with Eric, certainly, and you'll have like established your own sort of relationships in the city. So you've got some say. Yeah. You're involved in like royal court stuff. So like people would respect your opinion on things. So when it comes to the region that you're in, the Edels control 2 city-states out of the 9 in the area. So in terms of like land that they own in the region, they're not the highest, but they do have the honor of being the first elves to colonize the area. And so they sort of like hold that honor, use that whenever they can.
Right.
Yeah, in terms of the city, yeah, the Edels hold power.
Okay. So, okay.
I think Airden's kind of like,
Yeah.
So-
let's-
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Anakis and Eric go and see about talking to guards. But I think, like I say, like if it seems like it's going south and they don't believe you or anything like that, come back here and we'll come back here before we leave, and this will be our meeting point, and we can take Eric and take you with us somewhere else if things getting a bit hot here for a bit.
Cool. They agree to that. The next point that you guys will all be heading to, there's a few sort of items on the list. One is to get Airden's stuff and go and check out Untrathar, see what's going on there. Finding Xander, you don't really have much of a lead there at the moment. And also tracking down the sword and the other brother. Those are the 4 things. So what is going to be the first thing that you guys as a group are going to go and deal with?
I think getting Ed stuff back, because all the other stuff's going to be hard to do with Ed and not having any of his things. Like if we're getting a fight.
Yeah, I think Airden would be keen to get his stuff back for that reason.
Yeah.
But he's also... sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Yeah, at the same time, he's kind of keen to see like what has happened in Intrathar now that Farush is dead. And has that caused a chain reaction in anything? Or can he take advantage of the situation in any way down there? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like he's owed a bit, you know?
I'm wondering, Amy's wondering a little bit if that's where Xander might be as well. So she'd probably be kind of going that way. But I would like to take a quick diversion past the temple very quickly before we go down there. It won't be a long thing.
Okay. As you guys are heading towards Unterstar and going past the temple, we're going to stop for our break.
It's early again.
It's 9...
Okay. We usually do 9:30.
Is it usually 9:30?
Yeah.
9:15 till 9:30.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Whatever, I'm happy to do what everyone else wants to do.
Or if it makes sense to break now, we can always do 9 till 9:15 or...
Yeah.
Why I was thinking now is because any sort of thing that we do from this point on is going to take an indeterminate amount of time, and I just wouldn't want to go too far over it. But also, I could do with a cup of tea. We will go on a break just now. We will be back fairly soon, about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll go and see what's happening in Unterthar now that Farush is dead. See if Airden's stuff is still there, or if he needs
Chaos.
See if he needs to buy it back for a second time.
No. If I go down there, right, and there's something where like, oh, I need to buy it back. No. I've just killed the guy who runs Unterthar. I'm not paying for anything.
Actually,
if anything, they'll be paying me.
Well, I killed the guy who ruled. I'm just
whatever. I'm like
details.
Airden sees it as a win. Like he's counting that as a kill. Like.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, those of you that are watching just now, we'll see you in about 10 to 15. Those of you watching on YouTube, skip forward about 15 minutes. Right? We'll see you then. See you in a bit. Hello, ladies and gents. Thank you for sticking with us. That was the break. We went and got some tea, as demonstrated by my mug here. Yeah, we're back. But also, because this is going to get chopped up, edited, and put onto YouTube, this will serve as the opening to an episode. So, hi, we're Crit It and Hit It. I'll probably just edit actually the front part on.
No, it's good for people just joining as well.
True.
It's live,
if you've just joined us,
it's live and it's 2019. Not everyone can be like here from the start all the time.
That's very, very true. So yeah, we're the Crit It and Hit It crew. We play D&D for your pleasure. Mostly for our own pleasure, to be fair. But we're 5 nerdy guys and girls. I was about to say guys in the gender neutral, and that's apparently a no-no. So yeah, we're 5 nerds and we do stuff. Kerry, what do you do?
I make dice bags and 3D prints.
Awesome. Daniel, what do you do?
I'm Daniel. I make wooden gaming accessories, and now I'm playing D&D.
Awesome.
With my friends.
Yay!
Yay!
Laura, what do you do?
I make dice.
Awesome. There we go.
I feel like you should have a t-shirt or like a badge or something that just says that.
I make dice. I do have a pin that says like Dungeon Master. So like if anyone ever tries to like argue with me, and I just tap it.
Nice. But yes. Thank you for coming and joining us, everyone, in the chat. I'm seeing that there's more people joining to watch. So, to quickly catch you up, the things that have just occurred, Eden took what she thought was the magic sword that she was tasked with bringing back to Celendar. She brought it back to Celendar, and it wasn't the real thing. It seems that Llergas, the half-demon brother to the Royal Edels, he's used some sort of illusion to make it seem like that was the magical sword. Airden has healed up using a magical pearl that he received from a priest.
Yep, and questionable, but works well.
This magical pearl, when consumed, heals you, and it eventually works its way out again. Ready for a second go. Amy has been tortured by the idea of people performing actions which in some way could be considered evil, but like there's no loss of life or anything, so Amy's been like weighing it up, like how do I scale this? How does that affect their ultimate souls and fates when they die?
there has been loss of life.
Yeah. For sure.
There's definitely.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah,
they're bad people.
I was just concentrating on the lying part, but no, you're right. Yep, people have died.
Innocent people, even.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Farouche,
No, Farouche wasn't in. The guard was. That was not one of our finer moments.
Question. Let's just agree, disagree.
Yeah, the guard was bad. Farouche.
Was not.
Yeah.
There's always another way. Always another way.
But the party is going to head back to Untrathar, the Undercity underneath Saransari, and retrieve Airden's belongings, because he's no longer a mind slave to Farouche.
Yes, and find out what's happened now that we've killed Farouche.
Yes, it has been pretty much 12 hours since then, so we'll find out what's going on. But before we get to Untrathar, Amy was going to nip into the temple.
Yeah. So I'd like to kind of ask to sort of wait outside for a minute. I'll just be 2 seconds. So then I'm going to kind of just go inside, and then I'm going to get the jar out.
Okay.
And so I get it out, and I look at it, and so I'm going to take the top off a tiny, tiny bit. Just what happens? Light start leaking out, or?
There is bright light coming from inside the jar.
Okay.
But
So it
nothing
starts to-
forces its way out. No, you can sort of see this gas floating around inside the jar that's glowing with light.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna like open it just a little bit and be like, I'm really sorry that I kept you in a jar. I've not had chance. You weren't like prisoner or anything. I just wanted to make sure you were released when it was safe. Okay. I'm gonna let you go now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna like take the lid off of it properly.
All right. You take the lid off the jar. The gas does nothing.
Huh. Shake it like a ketchup bottle.
You tip the jar, and out comes pouring this slow, almost liquid gas. It's like trying to pour glue out of a jar. And as it billows down to the ground, the mist spreads and expands, and then it floats upwards until it takes the form of a person. And then the gas folds in on itself, the light gets brighter until it takes on a solid appearance, and then the light dims. And you see, standing in front of you, a naked man.
Oh, okay. That's not... Hi!
Well,
Okay, he's your husband. It's fine.
I don't know this person. I kind of like very awkwardly look like everywhere but this guy. Like, oh, I was expecting just light.
Ask it, Amy. Ask the question. The most important question.
What, how handsome is he?
Yes!
How handsome is he?
He's got a rugged handsomeness that makes it look like he's definitely like a more outdoorsy person. So he's someone who goes out and uses his hands an awful lot, like a handsome farmer sort of guy.
Alright. I'll take it, that's fine.
somewhere Airden is feeling even more insecure.
Yeah, Airden's like a handsome man has appeared.
Something's not right.
Yeah, I'll just be very awkward and just be like, I was not expecting this. Hi.
What were you expecting?
Well, when we got you out of Sandra's body, it was just like just a light, and my brother Cantor put you in a jar, so I just kind of thought it would be light. You know that you're. I can see a lot of you.
It seems that I've taken on a physical form.
Yep. It does seem that way.
As have you.
Oh. Yeah? What? What? What?
Amy, we needn't lie to each other.
I don't lie to people. That's not... I don't lie about anything.
It's one of your most endearing qualities. It's why we wedded.
Okay.
Has this guy
maybe-
just got the wrong person?
Yeah, maybe you're in the jar too long. I don't...
Give him a chance.
Okay, look.
Edie would be a great wing woman here.
We're in a little bit of a time sensitive situation, so maybe let's table this, whatever, this thing you think is a thing.
He sniffs at the air, and then he notices the smoke coming from the plants that were used as incense by Brother Canto, and he moves over to go and regard them while you're talking. He just sort of lightly brushes them with his fingers.
Do you want, like, what are you doing?
I think I might be hungry. Then he goes and takes a bite out of one of these dry leaves.
Oh, that can't be nice. Yeah. Why
Food
don't
here
you
is
try
horrible.
this? Yeah, don't just eat. What? Oh, you can't just eat random things. It could be poisonous. Look here, and I'll take out a ration or something that I have and give him it. Eat this. If I'd have known that you would like a person, I would have let you go like straight away. I'm really sorry.
Of course, I'm a person. I feel like there's something missing here.
I mean, clothes. Is the main thing.
He'll look around at the square, and no one's really paying much attention. No one really pays any mind to the temple. But he's noticing that everyone's clothed. Perhaps I should get some cloth.
Yeah. Is there like anything around us or no?
You don't see anything in the way of like clothing shops. It doesn't seem to be something that you've seen around.
Can I shout? I turn around and shout, Airden. Airden, could you just come here a second?
I'll
wait.
Wander across.
Can I very quickly be like, look, I haven't told these guys the whole thing that you said outside when you were in Xander. Just don't, whatever this husband stuff is, just don't. Just, it's fine. Leave it for now, okay? Airden!
I'll wander in.
You've had a couple of sets of clothes recently.
I have, yes. Beautiful clothes. Oh, hello.
Chenniel.
Hi.
Is he a human or elf or?
He looks to be human.
Okay. Chenniel.
A pleasure. Yes. Airden doesn't make a big deal of it. He's seen things like that before.
He bows deeply at the waist until he's nearly at a right angle with himself.
I'm loving this.
Can I lean down and whisper into it? Just like, what are you doing?
No, Airden's loving it. Airden reciprocates with like a very kind of like, like a bow and yeah, this is great.
Something Airden would know about elven culture, although probably not partake in because he's not in running around in the same sort of circles as Eden does. One of the ways that elves show that they are superior is by bowing as little as possible.
Okay.
So whoever can bow the least while still it being considered a bow and noticed by people as a bow, that's how you know you've got the upper hand.
I think Airden's just too glad to be kind of, oh yeah, this is great, someone bowing to me and yeah.
How, out of interest, how threatened is Airden feeling with the whole seeing this guy naked?
Well, Drew, how threatened is Airden?
Well, since this one's a human, this guy's he's a bit square and pudgy in places that elves just aren't. That
was kind of my feeling.
He's like a 6-foot potato.
Yeah.
Why?
Humans are in competition with elves.
You'll
be dead in 2 minutes anyway. What's the use of getting jealous?
Xander's okay because he's kind of a bit, exotic and different and he's got the big brooding thing going on, which is kind of Airden wants that to be his thing. Yeah. But this guy, he's just a human. It's it's like Airden looking at a squirrel, being like, okay, it's a very pretty squirrel, but
Why is he like a potato? Why does everybody else get princes and
no,
and I get a potato?
It's only because he's human.
Yeah, but
I will.
The way elves see him.
Yeah.
There's an actor I've got in mind, and I can't remember his name. I will shoot you a picture later on, and we can show it.
I'm good at this. Kind of say something that he's in, or some clues.
He was in it's Magic Mike. I've not seen it, but the main
Channing
guy.
Tatum?
Channing Tatum.
Yes, him.
He's not a potato.
He's not a potato.
He's not a
Like the least potato actor.
If he looks like Channing Tatum, I think Airden would be a bit threatened.
But again, he's still a human, and they
Still a
die
human,
really quickly.
yep.
So
And they both have very different looks going on. Airden's got the whole, very like
feminine.
yeah, like svelte kind of, they're graceful. So, yeah.
Okay, Airden, do you have a set of clothes that Chenniel can borrow?
I have a set of clothes. I'm not sure how well it would fit.
Airden, while being outfitted by Farouche down in Notathar, will know that Farouche has an extensive wardrobe.
Yeah, but he's naked. I'm taking him down to Notathar naked.
I mean, the clothes that Farouche gave me, the ones with the kind of easy...
If you call Eden in, Eden can get him some clothes.
Can you?
Yes. I can take the shape of anybody and get them their clothes. That's what I did with Airden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Airden.
I don't think Airden would think to do that.
Call
And he
the
wouldn't
wrong
be like...
person in.
I don't think Airden in his life is ever going to be like, well, I can't solve this problem. I'm going to get someone else.
Yeah, and also I don't think Amy knows that. I feel like Amy doesn't know that. Alright, is there...
I'll offer him the clothes that Farouche gave me that I don't like. They were fancy clothes number 2, because I had very nice fancy clothes already. So I will happily give him them, but I don't think I mean, they were made to fit Airden. They're not going to fit, Channing Tatum.
No, they're gonna fit. They'll just be really tight.
Yeah, he's basically
tight.
wearing this very tight-fitting silk bathrobe, essentially.
It's a good look.
Okay.
This is clothes.
Yes. Yeah. Put them on. We can't really have you. They already aren't going to like us walking around this town anyway, because we're humans. So, well, I'm guessing you're human. I mean, that's a bit of an assumption.
I'm as human as you, Amy.
Amy, who is this?
This is Chenniel.
Yes, but they're not human. They are human.
We are not married.
Oh, okay. Me and Amy, we're also not married.
Right. Airden, do you remember when we were outside and that light took over Xander? There was a lightning bolt and then his eyes lit up blue and then someone was talking to us.
Yes. How could I forget?
That's this guy. That's Chenniel. Because I had to get the priest to exercise Chenniel from Xander's body, and then the priest put Chenniel into a jar, and then I carried the jar around for like a day, and now I've just let him go, and now this has happened.
Okay. So Xander doesn't have anyone inside him anymore?
Well, as far as we know, but we haven't seen him for a while, and apparently Begazul comes and goes, so...
Oh, okay.
I really like how we just the demon comes and goes, it's fine.
Yeah.
How it is.
Well, we best be getting on, Amy. Is your friend going to stay here?
Do you want to come with us?
Yes, I would like to learn more about you, Amy, who I'm not married to.
He's adorable.
The dope.
I think Airden's just going to treat him like he's a bit,
Simple.
Yeah, he's going to be like, yes, you're not married.
Like how Airden treated everybody else.
Well, yeah, but doubling it up.
Okay, right, let's go to Untrathar. Oh, Chenniel, do you know because you were in Xander? You were in him. He took his body over for a bit.
I'm getting very confused about what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say.
Okay, yes, right. You were in his body, yeah?
Yes.
Do you have any, way of sensing where he is? Or, do you have any sort of connection with him? Because we've lost him.
Yes. I can feel that he is nearby.
That's useful.
I think he's in the ground. I can feel him under my feet.
Well, then probably an Untrathar. I guess that's. Let's go with that.
This guy is great.
You, Chenniel, you just keep us like updated on when you feel it's getting like closer. You know the whole like warmer and I'm not going to get into that. You're going to get so confused. You're getting warmer. Just tell us like directions and stuff when you know.
We should dig now.
Oh, you think it's directly underneath it? What? Farishi's place was directly underneath the temple, though, right? So,
I'm telling you, if we get... Oh, sorry, go on.
It sounds like he's just in Farishi's place, so that's probably where we should go.
I think Airden, hearing this, is already like walking off. If Xander has gone to the place where my all Airden's stuff was last seen.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going then. Are you?
Am I just outside sitting on the temple stairs?
Oh yeah. I
think I just walked past.
What the Airden? What the who?
I've stormed off towards
the
nearest entrance.
Link arms with Chenniel and be like, "Come on, let's go down to Untrathar."
Who is? Can I catch up to Airden? Like who is?
Oh, I don't know. He's not Amy's husband. He's a bit odd. But I suppose, all humans are, I suppose. But even then, he's a bit,
Why is he dressed like that?
I was feeling charitable, and I gave him my clothes. You need to look good, when you're walking around up here.
He looks good. He looks good.
Well,
I mean, I don't, not for a human.
Well, Airden just keeps walking.
Well, I'll sort of pull Chenniel along, and then when we catch up, I'll be like, Eden, this is Chenniel. This is Eden.
Greetings. And he bows deep and low, and then raises his head back up.
I was like, you can stop. You don't need to do that.
I will give a very deep, nice courtesy. It is lovely to meet you. Someone with manners.
I'm not married to Amy.
Oh, God.
Neither am I. None of that's interesting information. Thank you for letting me know that you are not married to Amy.
I think we're going to get some shovels. We're going down.
Amy?
We're not. Yeah? Yeah?
Amy.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is he?
Was Eden there at all when his body was taken out? No. Right. I don't think she was.
No. In fact, that entire whole bringing Xander into the city and getting Chenniel out was all when Eden was otherwise occupied with politics stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a long story. So you know how Xander was taken over by the demon?
Yeah, but then we got the.
Well,
there was the wrong potion, then the right potion, and then. Is he not in the forest still? No. So he got taken over then by... So he got fixed from the worm thing, and then he got taken over by something else that is more like a force of good as opposed to the demon. And he introduced himself as Chenniel, and then he took over his body a second time after having a little bit of a chat. And then Xander's body couldn't take it anymore, and Chenniel couldn't leave, and then we had to go and exorcise him from his body, and then the priest put him in a jar, and then I let him go from the jar, and now he's here.
I think Airden will just interrupt and shout, "Come on, Xander's stealing my stuff. We need to go."
We do this while we walk in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, come on.
Is Xander okay?
Yeah, he was okay last I saw him. I mean, he was serving at the party that you were at. But yeah, I just don't know where he's gone. Chenniel says he has a connection to him because he was in his body. So, and he's saying that he's like below us, and directly below us is where Farouche was, and Farouche is the guy that had Airden captive. So, it all, connect nice and neatly.
Right. I'm just gonna turn. I'm gonna follow Airden.
Can I like very sort of like whisper quietly to Chenniel, but like, I mean, when I said don't mention it, I didn't mean don't tell people that we're not married. Just don't say anything about it at all.
Right. So, what relationship do we have?
I mean, we've just met. We're friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I do feel like we're going to need to talk about this at some point because just what? But
I
maybe not now.
understand, Amy. As you remember, I am an expert master of disguise. We infiltrated the upper layers of hell once before.
Wait,
He's adorable.
you
He's
did?
great.
You infiltrated hell, or?
Yes, we did. And we were excellent at blending in.
Ooh. Are you sure? Are you sure I'm the right, like, you come to the right person? Because...
Amy's a very common name.
Yeah.
You guys, because you're in the central area, you're close to one of the known entrances to Untrathar. By this point, you will have descended down the spiral stone steps into Untrathar itself.
I take it there's no sign of Farouche's body.
No, although Farouche's body is other end of town.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or
okay.
was left other end of town. You can, if you want, head there to go and check that first, rather than heading to the closest entrance.
No, I think Airden's more concerned about getting to his stuff. He doesn't like... He just feels uneasy knowing that Xander is down there somewhere, and Airden's stuff is down there, and he doesn't know what to expect. And Airden was kind of, I think, a vague thing of capitalizing somehow on Farouche being dead, and Xander's beating him like already down there, and he's just itching, a bit antsy. He just wants to get down. And
All right, you guys get down, and immediately you see the central quarter, but underground. Much as you saw it before, you've got the inverted temple where there's a Shaylong, but no one is sat in it. There is a few figures stood around in a crowd. You see the red and blue dragonborn, the henchman of Farouche from last time, the yellow tiefling. You do notice that the kids are absent. Standing amongst this crowd, you see that there is Xander, and there is Eric.
Oh god, bad Eric. Fake Eric.
yeah, it must be.
Oh god. Alright, why? Okay. Let's just like huddle to the side after we've seen that are they together? Are they stood together? Or
Yes,
are they
they're all together in a crowd. They seem to be talking to each other.
Right. What do we do that with? Because Xander doesn't know that
Right.
Eric isn't.
Can I use my Mask of Many Faces?
Yep.
Right. I want to. I don't know. I just want to disguise. I don't know. Just like to look like some regular Untrathar person.
Okay.
Just on like.
Yeah. You'll. Untrathar, is full of elves that are less desirable, half elves, tiefling, and dragonborn. So
Whatever's the most common, like the most common of the common.
Oh, half elves, definitely.
Sure. Yep. One of them. Yeah, absolutely. And then can I... Half elves are small. Yeah. Can I try and go up to Xander and I want to whisper to him that it's Eden and that is not... That Eric is a demon.
I mean, oh god.
Or try and tug him to the side.
this is good, Xander. Yeah, I think
All right.
Airden might actually be coming down to Xander maybe being useful here. Xander's a Bloodhunter.
He leans in slightly. Eden?
Yeah.
Not Eric.
Not Eric.
Where did everyone go last night?
Oh yeah. We did kind of just leave him.
I had some business with a friend. I mean, and then Airden and I killed somebody, and then we had to dispose of the body, and now I don't know what Amy was doing, and Anakis was there, and then there was a tower, and it's a lot to explain at once, but that is not Eric.
Right. Thank you. I'll make an excuse and leave. He returns back to the crowd and sort of nods, listening as the Dragonborn are explaining. The yellow Tiefling, he's there with a sharp dagger that he's flipping around in his hand, tossing it over the back of his hand, grabbing onto the handle, flipping it around over and over. And then he slowly turns and looks at you, Eden. Squints his eyes. Give me an insight check.
So great. 14?
You can tell that he recognizes the face you've taken, but doesn't recognize that it's not yours. And you can see that he's trying to place where he's seen the face before.
Can I do like a stare down, like a non-verbal intimidation, like a come at me, bro, without words?
Yes, absolutely. Make an intimidation check.
That's a natural 20.
Oh. I thought that was good as a 16, but no. All right, yeah. As you're staring him down, he slowly averts his eyes, goes back to spinning his dagger, but then fumbles and drops it into the ground. When he bends down to pick it up, you've gone. You've managed to move out the way.
I'll take on someone. Sorry, I'll take on somebody else's. I'll take on someone else's.
Cool.
Face.
So yeah, he looks up, he looks around for you, doesn't see you, and then just
because I'm gonna wait for Xander.
Yeah.
But I'll just change my face.
Yep, that's fine. Xander's still nodding away as the discussion is going on. From where you are, you can overhear things as well. The red dragonborn sort of sneers at the gathering crowd and sort of tries to step in between, but you can still hear. Essentially, not Eric, is explaining that Farouche is going to be away for a while. And so in his absence, Eric has been asked to handle things for the time being.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't happen. That's not normal.
Doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen. Like, that's not normal.
No, it's not. You can tell that the Dragonborn are skeptical, that the Tiefling doesn't care. Xander now is looking a little worried and not quite sure where he stands in things. But you see him turn to Llergas, pretending to be Eric. I just realized I forgot my favorite sword. I'm gonna go and grab that. Laura, you convinced Xander to go and do this, so I'm gonna ask you to make the roll. He gets a +6 to deception. Yeah, roll a d20.
That's a 19.
Nice.
Oh my god, I don't think we've ever had a number this
These are
high.
my peach ones from Kraken. Seriously,
Ooh, they're
I've
lovely.
never had dice roll. I also got them. They're taffy, so I got them in banana taffy and like strawberry. But these roll amazing. Those are the only.
Can you actually eat them? Is it made out of actual taffy?
You can try.
Challenge accepted. If there's the promise of sweets, I'm there.
Anything's edible if you try hard enough. That's not how that quote goes, but
I was going to say I've heard that idiom in a slightly modified context. Yes, his excuse gets sort of swallowed up into the back and forth discussion amongst the people there. The Blue Dragonborn, more than anyone, questioning why they should be listening to a surface dweller.
can I like stealthy like go up and like tug at him to bring him like back to where everyone else is?
Yeah, everyone's basically ignoring Xander.
I know I've changed my face, so just like sorry, and it's still me.
Xander comes over, recognizes the rest of you.
We're like, hi, Xander.
Hello. Chenniel goes over, bows deeply.
Oh,
I am not married to Amy.
Greetings. I'm
This is-
sorry for being inside you before.
It's a good thing none of them are like drinking. That would have been a perfect.
I think Airden just puts an arm around Xanae. What's his name? Sorry, is that
Chenniel?
Chenniel?
Yeah.
Chenniel. Getting confused with Xander and Chenniel.
yeah, Xander, this is Chenniel.
Oh, I see.
He
So we've got a demon and what? An angel?
is that what you are? No.
Certainly felt different to Begazul.
Chanel.
That would be an apt description, yes.
Right. Cool. Yes. Then. That's a good point, actually. Chanel. So this guy that's pretending to be Prince Eric, is seemingly a demon born or a demon thing. Did Anakis tell me? A Cambion?
Yeah, Anakis told you. Yeah, Cambion.
Yeah, Cambion. Like, is that going to be a problem? Is he going to like sense you or know what you are? Or...
Already a problem.
Well, yeah, but
I'm not certain of how my current form registers to fiendish eyes. Normally, Cambions are born of lesser demonic forces. He, on the other hand, looks a lot stronger. It could be that he's related in some way to a demon prince or an archfiend.
okay.
He may
How is
have
that
powers-
possible if both of his parents were elven?
Well, the suggestion would be that one of them was not elven.
Uh-oh.
Scandal.
Okay.
If both parents were elven and the ancestry was recessive, then it would likely result in someone like... And he points to the yellow tiefling.
Okay.
And there's no like mother or father rule of parentage as far as creating demons is concerned.
Do you mean fathers having more children?
No. I mean as far as does it have to be the most recent relationship that creates a demon, or can it be passed down through generations?
For a cambion of this strength, an immediate parent was certainly a demon.
Cool. Okay.
So, Eric's mother would have.
Our father. We don't know, do we? Which?
Who is Eric?
Oh.
Not this Eric, but Eric is.
he looks like that guy, but he's not a demon.
He's not that guy.
Is this the same as your suggestion that perhaps there's more than one Amy?
Oh, the name Amy, not Amy, Amy, but the name Amy, not, oh god.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's like trying to explain computing terms to my gran.
Well, or unless, I guess, if Eric's father, but then how would Eric's father impregnate a demon woman who would then have a baby, but then be raised by Eric's father and his mother as their own child, right? So
if you're asking about how anatomically possible it is, I could draw some diagrams for you.
No, I'm sorry. I understand that part. I appreciate that's very considerate. That's very considerate of you. No, I mean that if it was an extramarital affair, why an elven couple would raise a half demon baby that wasn't theirs. Right? Right, we're following this, right? Am I making sense?
I don't think Airden's paying attention. He's just looking around for his weapons.
But it does make sense, though. Like, out of... Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Out of character, as a player, yes, makes perfect sense.
Thank you. Okay.
But yes, what you will get from Chenniel is that he doesn't know anything about elven royal families, and so doesn't know how that would work, but he just can tell that this person is not really an elf, that they are a cambion. Says he can see his true form, and that Amy is also able to see his true form.
I mean, I'm not judging, because sometimes people make mistakes with demons. Like, that happens. That's fine. That's not the issue. But I just want to be clear on how that probably happened.
Yes. So yeah, it transpires that it will either have been the father or the mother having an affair and a child being born. It could be that
there's a whole lot of options other than the father and the mother, right?
Well, yeah.
Those are the two options. No, it's not a cousin, Drew.
That's very true.
No, it's not. Probably not a cousin.
Yeah. Like, I usually try to avoid load-bearing names, but just for reference, the king is called Amrinth and the queen is called Lilith.
I remember that from the vault security door.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm with you, Drew.
Can Airden ask Xander if Xander knows where any of Airden's stuff is?
Yes. Eric grabbed a whole bunch of Farouche's stuff and was getting ready to burn it on a pile. I think there's some stuff that I recognized from your kit when we were outside the city.
And where is it now? Is it on his person?
No, it's on that pyre ready to get set fire to.
I think, Airden's off towards the pyre.
You see that there's pieces of furniture being broken and tossed onto this massive heap that is clothes and the occasional trinket, broken up furniture, a few paintings that have just been set into a pile and about to be burned. But there's no one there with a torch or anything, so it looks like that they're still breaking things up, ready to burn things. No one's stopping you from grabbing whatever you want from that pile. They don't want it.
Oh, so does Airden finally have all his stuff back?
Airden finally has all of his stuff back. You're able to root through. It'll take you a couple of minutes, but you're able to grab everything, strap it on.
It's like a safety blanket.
Well done, Muffin.
He immediately feels better. Just walks back across to the group, kind of beaming and like rubbing his hands, like, so.
Yeah.
What are we doing now?
I'll whisper to Chenniel and be like, look how happy he looks. I haven't seen him this happy the whole time I've been with him.
He's pretty much that happy when he's killing people.
Yeah, just this blood rage. It's like kind of
A different kind of happy.
yeah.
Xander sort of starts to look around, try to make a move towards the stairs, and then Eric shouts up, "Oh, Xander! I was wondering if you could come over here and explain to these fine gentlemen why their services are no longer required."
Can I grab at Xander to pull like don't.
Can I
Walk away.
can Airden push his way through to Eric?
Oh, wow.
Go on, Airden. There you go.
Yeah.
Can I chase go after him?
I will pull Xander back. Amy, you go and follow Airden.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll push my way through so I'm standing next to Eric. Or Eric. And so he was addressing everyone, basically pretending that like he's in charge now and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like he's got support.
Yeah.
But people are still sort of like making the motions of doing things until they can come up with something better.
As Daniel, sorry for this, but I feel like it's what Airden would do.
Nothing good's gonna happen.
So yeah, Airden's just like can I have your attention? This man is. What's he been telling you? That he's in charge now? That he's going to run this place and Farouche is away? Farouche is dead. You've got me to thank for that. And some of you will, see that as a good thing. You're free now. You can go and do what you want. Some of you might be a little bit annoyed. You're thinking, maybe you want, you're out of employment. Well, no, not necessarily. We can carry on as before. Of course, the only change is that you'll need someone new to lead you and kind of someone new to run things down here. This man, he's been lying to you. Farouche isn't away, as I said. I presume you don't want him to lead you. I presume you don't want a surface dweller, someone from up there, to kind of come down and tell you how to do things. I, on the other hand, was quite close to Farouche, as you know. He chose me as his right-hand man quite recently. How is this going down? Because Airden and Daniel are kind of making it up as they go along.
Give me a persuasion check.
I mean, I will say you are technically also a surface dweller.
Yeah. Well, I think Airden sees him as better than that. 18 plus. What am I allowed to add anything onto it?
Your charisma modifier and.
I have no charisma. No, plus 0 for charisma.
As you're making your speech,
I just kind of want to. I think Airden would be. He's improving. He's gauging. He's reading the room. How's it going down?
It's going down reasonably well with the crowd until a hand slowly rests on your shoulder, and Eric says, "This man is absolutely right. I am not who I pretend to be. But I'm not a surface dweller."
Oh, fuck.
He then clenches his fists, strains, and you see the skin peel away. It then slops onto the ground, leaving this wet, red skin. It looks like he has just skinned himself. Underneath, he's got slick black hair. It looks like it's got bits of blood and geck from underneath that skin suit that he was just wearing, greasing it back. He's got small horns coming from the front of his head. He's got a relatively tall stature, slightly taller than Eric, and he pulls himself all the way up, and then he flexes and wings unfurl, hooking out from behind his back. I am one of you.
Can I have dragged Chenniel sort of like along with me into this crowd following after Airden? And as I see this happening, I kind of want us to step up just so, like, I can step just a little bit between Airden and him. Like, I know he's got his hand on his shoulder, so it's kind of difficult, but to look protective over Airden.
Okay. If you were to do that, you'd certainly make your presence known.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So you're so after, like, he's just revealed himself, and you're now, like, after that you're standing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Airden's one of my best friends.
Airden, sort of still reading the room. You see that you had the crowd until he did that, and now they've switched. They've not, like, fallen head over heels for him, but you can tell that he's now got the stronger footing.
Can I just shout to Xander? Hey, Xander, let's bond a little. Would you like to kill a demon?
No. Oh God, don't shout. Can I? Oh God, what? Why?
Airden is in his fucking element. Like,
can I?
Sorry.
No, it's what everyone do.
Yeah.
I was thinking how. Anyway. So can I? Right. Do I know whether things like command work on fiends or not?
We'll say that you will know whether or not they work, because you as a player also have access to, like, the player's handbook and things. So command, I believe it works on any humanoid, but I will double check. Command.
Just undead if it's undead.
Yeah. So it's a creature, so it doesn't even need to be humanoid.
Can I? Okay, so I will put my hand just sort of like gently on the hilt of my sword and say very, like, calmly and authoritatively, and very different to how Amy usually speaks, and just say, I think it's time that you need to leave, and then leave being the command word.
Can I help Amy with that? Can I come up as Eden and offer to escort him away? Does she get a bonus for that?
Well, it's a spell, so it's just a save.
Depends
on if you're having me roll an intimidate or not as well.
However, warlocks do have access to the hex spell, so if that's one that you had in your repertoire, in the morning you'd get to pick which one to... No? Darn. Because hex, you get to give people disadvantage on particular abilities. So you could have made the saving throw for command be at a disadvantage. You know what? We're going to jump into initiative for this casting the spell, calling for Xander to help. Eden, if you want to help Amy, you can just on your turn give the aid action, so long as it's before him needing to save on
I
it.
want to try to walk him out of the city. I want to try and convince, and Amy should support. I want to try and convince him to leave.
Yeah, you'll be able to basically give advantage to Amy, which would give him disadvantage on the saving throw.
Without a fight. Like, I want him to just leave the city and never come back. Like, yeah. That's my end goal here.
Cool. Well, what we'll do is
not murder this time.
We'll roll for initiative to see basically how he's reacting to seeing you guys sort of like turn a little aggressive and hearing Airden shout something out. We'll see if he gets to react first. He may try diplomacy, he may not. But let's hope you guys react quickly.
I don't want to be aggressive. I just want to hold my hand out. Like, I don't want
I
to...
wish we were more in sync. I just feel like that's what Airden would do.
No,
I like it though.
That makes sense. But
yeah. I quite like it as a moment for, like, Airden does that, and then Amy's actually stepping up and having Airden's back rather than.
And as you say, Laura, it's cool, like, you know, in conflict with yourself, like, you want him just away.
Like, this is the first time I am not jumping on let's and normally that's my go-to. Like, let's
murder.
I kind of feel like Airden just took that as a given, like, you'd be on board, but, like, yeah.
Normally I would be.
So I give you a whole bunch of morally complex, very like human things, and you're like, you know what? Let's kill it. I give you an out-and-out demon with horns and wings, and you're like, we should talk to this guy.
Muffin, but he's so cute. But he's been locked up, and he's still part of the family, and it's not his fault. He hasn't been treated properly, and who am I? I don't even. I don't know what.
This is why we're a good mix of characters.
I don't know what just came out of my mouth, but
18. Yes, yeah.
18 for initiative for Amy.
16.
16 for Airden. Looking good so far. Eden?
13.
13. Okay. Amy goes first, followed by Airden, followed by Llergas, or Zagrell, as he likes to call himself, and then Eden in the initiative order. So, Amy, you do get to go first. So, we'll say that Airden's given his shout. Xander will act on Airden's initiative. Because Xander will look over at Airden and then narrow his eyes and give a quick nod.
Yes!
Okay, so I step. So I'm, like, kind of covering Airden, so he's a little bit behind me, if, as much as possible. I get that it's awkward. But, and then, I say, I think it's time for you to leave, with leave being the command word.
Okay. Since Eden pretty much said, you know, that I'm going to, like, offer to escort, talking's a free action.
I was going to say, so can I not take my turn, like, because it's not an action, like, at the same time as Amy. So when Amy says leave, can I take my action to extend my hand and ask him to come with me?
I'm going to say that he does get disadvantage because Eden's helping out with Amy's casting of the spell and sort of reinforcing the spirit of it. No. Betrayed by my Star Trek dice. These Star Trek adventure dice that I've got this really cool, like, Starfleet symbol on one of the numbers.
Yeah, but they're not doing a very good job.
Yeah, but they're on the 1 and not the 20. So I saw the symbol, and for a moment my heart went, but no, that's
because they're not genre appropriate.
Crit fail, huh? Yeah.
True. The moment I'm using them in a sci-fi game, they immediately reverse.
Yeah.
What's he trying to fail against? Like, is he failing against fighting, or is he failing against leaving?
He's failing against the command. So on his turn in the initiative, he will follow that command to leave. Dude. Well, kibbles to you. Right. What was your saving throw DC, by the way? Like 14 or
13.
something?
13.
God, it wasn't even high. What's going on? Anything else that Amy wants to do? She'll see his face twitch. He's trying to resist. But the spell's definitely succeeded.
No, I think not.
Can I grab him and start pulling him? Like, it's like
Not before Airden and Xander get a go at doing something. So, what do you two want to do?
So, I don't want to say what do I, because then I feel like I'm taking, responsibility. What does Airden see? Like, he's seeing that, he's moving away and
he's not started moving away yet, but you've seen that Amy's interposed and told him to leave.
Oh man, I want to let him leave, but I feel like Airden, he hasn't seen him start to leave yet. He goes to attack him.
All right.
He'll do his flaming sword thing. He kind of slices his arm, and the sword bursts into flame. It's been a while since Airden's got to do that. So I have to... Sorry, just a second. Okay, and yeah, I make an attack on him.
Okay. You see that his flesh underneath the flesh that he was wearing is heavily tattooed, but also almost chitinous on his torso, as if he's wearing armor, but the armor is fused to his skin. So he seems relatively well prepared for a fight. What was the roll you got?
22 to hit.
22
which I presume hits.
It does hit.
Cool. I say cool. I don't. I'm kind of now reluctantly like, okay. Oh fuck. Okay, I got the most damage I could possibly do
Nice.
as well. That's 13.
13.
Yeah, 13 piercing damage. If that makes a difference.
Is it your rapier that you're using?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as you draw your rapier, you quickly thrust, stabbing underneath Amy's arm and into the chest of this creature. Your blade sticks in. You manage to twist it slightly while trying to keep eye contact with him, and then pull your blade out. And as you do so, you see that you've penetrated into the sort of chitinous armor on his chest, but there's no blood. It's almost as though you've done no damage at all.
Oh man. Okay.
As you pull your sword out, he straightens up stiffly, turns sort of towards Eden, and is led away, moving out of the area. Anything else that Eden wants to do on her turn, or just basically escorting him away as quick as she can?
As far away as fast. I don't have anything.
6 seconds. It only lasts for one turn, does command.
Yeah.
Can very easily just be back in 6 seconds.
So yeah, you guys can run to the set of steps heading to the surface in that time.
Okay, so right, it's so I mean the crowd won't follow. Or like I know the assumption is that he won't, that he'll want to go back and fight. I'll deal with that afterwards. Like, can I just like? I don't know. Like, can I just like ask the like? So not Amy, because Amy's not involved. Like, can I just ask, like, Airden, like, and did Xander attack? Xander did, didn't he?
Xander will attack, but as much as I said that he would act on the same initiative, I entirely forgot that because I wanted to get to what Eden was doing. We'll have him after Eden instead, and that way I save.
Can I just plead, like, stop? Like, I'm going to try and take him away, and just to Xander and Airden, that is a weird sentence. I just asked him, like, just to stop.
I think Airden's just like, no, like, what? Why?
Eden, he's a demon.
Yeah, what? There is no reason to let him away.
Just
give me a reason why.
He's the brother of my fiance. Can we just please let me sort it out? You can come. You can help, but just don't.
Yeah, I'm going to come. Yeah.
Just if Amy, if we can solve this without violence, Amy, if we can solve this without violence.
How's Xander? Is he kind of like of the same opinion?
He's looking skeptical, but he's looking to follow Airden's lead on this.
Whoa, this is weird. Yeah, if Airden's gonna not let him out of his sight if he can, like, he's, yeah.
Let's just get out of the city and talk, okay? Just instead of in the crowd in the Undercity, and let's go talk.
When he moves all the way to the bottom of the stairs, the spell ends.
I'm grabbing onto his hand. and trying to pull him out.
He stops momentarily, looks back at the crowd, looks to where he is, and looks at Eden. Very clever. Going somewhere, are we?
Was trying to set you free.
I'm feeling very free already. But yes, go on then. Let's leave these roaches to the little Undercity. Are we going for a talk?
Now I'm like, let's murder him. Okay. I just say this, and this is what happens when you let yourself become weak.
Yeah. Anything else that Eden wants to say before we swing back around to Amy's turn?
Yeah, we could just leave the city and talk.
He'll happily start wandering up the stairs. What we can do is either do another 2 rounds of combat climbing the stairs, or we could just skip 2 rounds and be on the surface.
Yeah, I think we probably all would go following after anyway. So. Ooh.
Yes, but is it okay if I just like shout to the crowd and just like say something like, "I'm going to go deal with him, and then I'll be back"?
Yes. Give me another persuasion check.
If that's okay, just to skip about and so I just
that's absolutely fine.
Leave without saying something to them. Oh fuck. 3.
Oh, good.
Can I just put that 20 over there and not use it again for a while?
I just rolled a 7 and I was like, oh, that's going to be awful. But no, better than yours. That's all that matters. So they look around skeptically at each other and then towards you. And from the grumbles in the distance as you're moving away from them, you can tell that they're not sure. You certainly don't have the crowd at the moment, but it's not necessary. Not necessarily that he's got them either.
It's open for a future arc.
Yes. All right. So you guys are now on the surface as he's climbing the steps. He takes a few steps towards the bright sunlight, and as he does so, scrapes his hands along the wall, and you see an extra layer of flesh grow around the outside of his skin and then squeeze tight, making his arms seem smaller than they were before. These huge wrappings of cloth shoot out from around his belt area, wrap around him until they resemble exactly the clothes that you saw him wearing when he was in Untrathar. He is taking on the form of Eric again. And you guys are now on the surface. Amy, you're now in the main town square. There's a whole bunch of guards, shoppers, general civilians.
All right. Let's go somewhere away from guards and stuff. Mr. What were you going by? Llergas or the other name I've got written down here somewhere?
Zagrell.
Zagrell, yeah. What?
Oh, Zagrell, please.
Yeah, Mr. Zagrell.
I like smile and hold his hand and like pretend like hi, like wave.
I'll try to be like.
This is all fine. There's nothing.
We go and take a walk in the wildlife outside the city gates? I smile very sweetly at him.
All right. As you walk down the street, you see that there's a couple that Eden and Eric know. They approach, smile, and lean in close. Oh, good morning. We're so sorry to hear, Eric and Eden. We had no idea that there was another brother. We heard the scandal. We know that you went and spoke to the guards about it. We're all very vigilant. We'll keep our eyes peeled. If we see that demon brother of yours, we'll be sure to come and tell you.
Can I just shout, Miss Eden and Mr. Eric don't have time for conversation. I'm really sorry. We have to get them to a really important meeting. Thanks, bye.
Oh,
Goodbye.
they look very put out, and you can see them whispering to each other and rolling their eyes. But you're able to escort him through.
What do we look? Sorry.
No, go on.
What do we look like walking through? You've got him, all of us, like Xander and Airden, like glaring daggers at this guy. Chenniel is with us as well, I presume.
I'm just looking confused.
Yeah.
The whole time, like.
You two just like kind of like, oh yes, fine, yeah, great, got to keep moving on. Him, I imagine, just like, I don't know.
I'm like, wave, fucking wave. Wave to fucking people. Make it look bad.
Yes, to outside the city. Hopefully.
Okay. As soon as you approach the gates and the guards start opening the doors, they do shout down, do you need an escort?
No, we've got lots of escorts. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Look, we're all there escorting Miss Eden and Eric.
To agree with Amy.
We're just very concerned with all this stuff happening and rumours of death happening. Give us a shout if you need anything.
Will do. Thank you.
And then Zagrell will turn towards Eden, shoot a big old grin, and I would then like Eden to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
Oh. Why you gotta do me dirty? Seriously. Why? Oh. It's a 6.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm not using this one anymore. I gotta go back to my peach one. My peach one was banana is out.
They've got 2 D20s that are identical, and I keep forgetting which is the one that's been good to me today and which is the one that's been bad.
As he locks eyes with you, he gently runs his hand along your cheek, and for a moment you forget that it's not the real Eric. And that moment confuses you, and you feel at once charmed by this other Eric. You are, in fact, charmed.
I get +5 against charm. +5 against charm.
Or advantage or something.
Oh, yes, it's +5 if it's passive. You're an elf. You get advantage. I'd entirely forgotten. Roll another D20.
Come on, Peach.
Pick the best out of those two. Gotta be a DC 14.
Oh, I rolled a 17. 20.
Oh, nice.
Whew.
Oh, sorry. 18. 18. I apologize. 18.
The charm lasts but a split second before you remember who it is that's underneath that skin.
Elves. Yes.
That's a good point, because Amy came across that same problem, did she not, last session?
Yeah.
Yep. So now it's worked the other way. Okay, you guys are outside the city, you've walked for a little bit, and Xander, in fact, sort of points towards the little copse of trees that you guys were hiding out in, where you were looking after Xander while he was getting better. And now you're all there, standing essentially in a circle.
Can I... Okay, although I'm slightly offended that he just tried to charm me. Not cool. Not cool. But can I ask, like, will you please just leave?
But I have this place. It's mine.
Why do you want this place?
I don't want this place.
It's just an elven city. Like, it's,
Oh.
I mean...
Oh, it is not just an elven city. No, no. This is the place that my brothers want.
Why do you hate your brother so much?
Why?
You locked him in the crystal.
Oh, look, someone's paying attention.
Oh,
Don't patronize
I'm gonna
me.
kill this guy
Do
so
not
bad.
patronize me.
Oh,
I'm gonna shove him. Like, I'm gonna shove him.
He's allowed his facade to drop somewhat, so when you shove him, some of his skin slops away, attaches itself to your hand until you shake it off. He then runs his still Eric skin covered hand along his arm to get rid of some of the grease and blood, and wipes it on a nearby leaf. And then he starts pulling the rest of the skin off, revealing his true form underneath again. And he unfurls his wings.
Can I say, let me help? Can I try and clean his other arm off?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll allow you to help get the skin off. Much better.
What do you know about? Like, what's going on? What's all the stuff about Merca? Like, why are you guys doing this?
You know already. He's not Merca.
Well, yes, some dragon guy.
Merca's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that funny. It's gone. It's your brother. It's gone. What?
Yes, he's dead. He's dead. He's gone. He's not coming back.
I mean, lives can come back. There are always ways.
Yes, there are. That I discovered this morning. But I think there's going to be a bit of a regime change. So even if he does, he's not going to have anything to come back to.
What do you mean?
I mean to burn this place to the ground.
I mean, you know we'll never let you do that.
What are you going to do?
oh, oh. While this is going on, what can Airden like? What does Airden know about him and what the type of creature he is, and weaknesses and strengths and
religion or history skill check. Dealer's choice.
16. It's 6.5 doesn't. I get +1 for religion and history, so.
Okay. You will know from historical religious texts Cambions are usually the offspring of incubi and succubi, and as such they have very charming powers of persuasion. This one you can tell is a little bit taller, a little bit buffer than those lithe, sneaky types, and he's a bit more insane. A lot of Cambions tend to be well put together. They're good at following orders up to a point. This one doesn't seem to be that way, so he is very different. However, regarding genetic makeup and the kind of weaknesses that you might expect, you'll be able to discover with a 16, was it?
Yeah.
You'll get 4 pieces of information on this guy. I'll tell you for free, he can fly.
Shit. Okay.
But if you want to know any particular damage resistances, like
I was kind of just wanting like a way of like me to know as a player, like mechanically, what advantages or anything I'd have over him, because I feel like Airden would be good at, that's what he does. Like he could, identify like, right, well, I know that these weapons aren't going to work, but these are, and so on.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about the 4 pieces of information. This will be 4 pieces of information that will mechanically make sense as a player. So, like, if you want, I can tell you his armor class. That'll be one of the pieces of information.
I see. Right,
so
cool.
It's kind of like a skill challenge unlocked version of the fighter, the sort of battle master's know your enemy ability.
I feel like Airden would want to know, and me as a player would want to know why when I attacked him earlier, it didn't seem to do anything to him. No blood came out, because that was like the best attack that Airden could do, and it did nothing.
He does have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage that comes from non-magical attacks.
Shit. Okay. That was my fiery sword, though. Is that still a non-magical? I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it gets fire added to it.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So that's one thing. Because
it just informed what Airden would do next while, Amy and Eden are having this conversation with him. Because, if Airden knows that, piercing isn't going to do anything, he wouldn't be, loading his crossbow or anything.
Yeah. I'll tell you another couple of things. They have innate magical abilities. Based on what was told before, that he was starting to commune with demons, he's got greater magical abilities than standard Cambions. But standard Cambions, can change the way that they look. They can usually command people, much like Amy has been doing. And they can also shift planes of existence immediately. So if he wanted to just disappear out of here and not fly away, but actually reappear in a hell dimension, he could do.
Fuck.
But when you smite, does that turn it into a magical attack or not?
The smite damage itself will be magical, so that won't be reduced.
Okay. Just wondering. No reason.
Tell him, if you just wait and without Mirka, Eric, and I could change the laws, you could be the next in line. We could make things better for your kind. It doesn't have to be like this. You could be part of our family. Just because that's how things have always been doesn't mean that's how it always has to be. We can make things better. I'd like to get rid of Untrathar. I can't do that yet because
Eden, you really wanted something of mine, and I really want to know why. Now, I let you get away with a fake, but what is it about that sword you want so much?
I earned that sword, and I need it to protect a friend of mine. I owe a debt to somebody that could hurt him.
Oh, you certainly earned that sword, I'll tell you. You want the sword. Well, I certainly have it. It's just in a safe place. You want to enact changes, make things all nice and happy, and make sure that everyone in Untrathar gets their fair shake. And that's all lovely. but it's not going to make up for anything.
Eric believes that too. He knows that what he did to you was wrong. He regrets that. There has to be a point where we can make things better. This is that point.
I don't care how much his tummy's in knots about how bad he was. He barely cared. He barely knew. But when
You
he did,
know that was Mirka's idea and not Eric's. Don't take it out on him.
Oh, but he was just the ignorant younger brother. Oh, poor Eric. No. I am going to ruin his reputation. I am going to drive it into the dirt, just like I will with the whole city. It is going to tear itself apart. Just you wait and see.
I step now in front of Eden, again protectively, pulling like the shield up in front of myself, and then pulling my sword out and saying, "We will not let you do that." Like, this is total like different tone to what Amy usually talks. Like, it's completely like, you know, level and adult, not like shouting. This kind of voice. We will not let you hurt those people.
Airden passes Xander the glass jar with the little parasite in it, and just kind of like nods towards Thingy. What's his name? And just like
Xander.
Can somebody please go? Shit. How many of us are there? We have a. Can I send somebody to alert, like, to evacuate the city?
Holy shit!
Not Enver.
No, not Enver, because that.
Well, who else is there? There's no one else here but us.
Demon worshipping Warlock, which is not.
Oh, we've got Chenniel here.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Xander's going to do the worm thing, though.
I think we need, like, metagaming. I think we need Xander.
We're a bit low on people to fight for us.
This guy's going to. If we're actually going to fight him, it's going to be very difficult. I think.
But if he's not. Yeah, but if he's not going to attempt to fight us, and if he's going to try and burn the city...
I think it will take too long to get people out now, I think, in this moment. We'll try.
Eden might not know that.
Well, she knows how big the city is.
Eden will... No, just privilege of position and information, that there will likely be guards patrolling the walls at fairly regular intervals, and so she'll be able to shoot some kind of signal suggesting danger, but she won't be able to communicate clearly you need to evacuate the city.
Can I send Enver to Eric?
Yeah. Enver will be able to get his way into the city, no problem?
Yeah.
Okay. He slowly...
With all the information.
He slowly climbs down, staring at this demon guy, using you almost as cover. And when he gets down to the ground, he then taps your leg to let you know that he's there and about to head off, and then darts through the trees, running through the underbrush, and then disappears.
Okay. Can I just put my hand on Amy's shoulder, and say, like, I appreciate, I need that sword. I need that sword.
I don't break eye contact with him. I'm not, exactly what I said is exactly what I mean. She's like, I don't even, like, turn away from feeling locked eyes with this guy.
Okay, then can I step around her?
Let him react to what I said. Yeah, but he needs to react.
But we were having a conversation about the sword, and you stepped in.
Well, no, he said
we all take it in turns, like, just in front of each other.
He was about to do it. He didn't say he was going to do it this very second. I need the sword. Or Celendar's going to torture Enver. I need the sword. One threat at a time.
Just like...
Tell you what. All you need to do is touch me, and the sword is all yours.
I'll do it.
Alright.
Oh no.
Give me a dexterity ability check.
For Enver? Absolutely. Don't threaten my little tree muffin.
Can we do anything to aid? Like, can we?
Well, I was going to stab him, but
Yeah, I was going to shoot a crossbow bullet at him, see if I could like hold
I'm
him.
not allowed to. So.
Sorry, a dexterity save?
Yes. Yeah, you can add your
That's a
saving
natural
throw
20.
proficiency.
It's a natural 20.
All right. You lunge forward, and just as he's about to step backwards out of the way, Amy and Airden are both able to react quickly, step either side of him, stop him from getting away, and Eden, you manage to place a hand directly into the middle of his torso. He looks down, he looks a bit shocked, and he looks up. Never take a demon at his word. He then grabs your wrist, throws you back, and then looks like he's about to curl into himself. Amy and Airden will get attacks of opportunity.
Well, can I do... So, what I've been wanting to do is cast... I want to cast Thunderous Smite on my sword.
Okay.
And then... So can I have done that? Because it's a bonus action.
Yes.
So in this time, can I have done that in preparation for what's coming next? Right, okay. Alright. And then, well, then I want to try it.
Is that the one that, like, throws them across the room?
Yeah.
When you hit?
Yeah.
Dude.
It's a big... I'm making a statement.
Airden can also take a bonus action thing before he strikes, if he...
I don't know. I guess like I'll make it. Can I make an attack on him? Is that a bonus action thing?
It's not a bonus action thing, but you get an attack of opportunity, which means one simple melee attack.
Well, my bonus thing will be that I'll set fire to my crossbow, which adds burning damage to it, using my magic, my Crimson Right.
Cool.
Because I tried my sword and it wouldn't work, and I don't think the crossbow will work either, but it's worth a go.
All right.
The way I see it, so yeah.
Okay, so attack of opportunity with the crossbow and with Amy's Thunderous Smite. Both of you roll to attack.
At 25 to hit.
Dude. Yeah.
And I'm smiting. I am smiting. Is he? He's not undead, is he? He's just a fiend.
He's not undead. He's a fiend.
Okay.
So I believe you get extra.
Oh no, it's against fiends as well. I get the extra stuff.
Yeah.
God, okay. It'll be a level. Sorry, it's been such a long time.
What was Eden's to hit?
I got 19 to hit.
That is just enough to hit.
Okay.
So you've hit.
So you need to separate, don't you?
I will, yes. So the weapon damage separate from the radiant damage. But he's also resistant to fire damage as well, so Airden can just give me all the damage in one go. It's all halved.
Okay.
What about lightning damage?
He is also resistant to lightning damage.
Damn it. Okay.
I did 11 damage altogether, Drew.
11 damage altogether.
Thunder damage.
Not resistant to thunder damage.
Okay. I don't. It says thunder damage, so.
Yeah. Thunder and lightning are considered different. Thunder's more of a telekinetic push.
Okay. So that's 6 slashing damage.
So 6 slashing damage.
18 radiant damage.
Holy shit.
Nice.
9 thunder damage. And
It's done.
I need
Sorry.
a strength saving throw. please.
Strength saving throw. That is a 14.
I think my thing is 13. So it's not pushed backwards.
Yes.
But my weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet. As I do it.
Dude.
So it's like a loud crack of thunder. And light and everything. This is like serious, Amy. Will not hurt these people.
So Airden pulls his crossbow out in front of him, sets his other hand over the front of it, and as he pulls the trigger, the bolt twists and cuts against his fingers, the blood on the side setting fire to the bolt as it twists through the air and plunges into his shoulder. As it does so, it seems like skin is growing out from that wound and starts spreading over his body. Amy then runs up with her... What was it, a mace that you've got?
No, it's just a sword, long
Sword. With her sword, and as she begins swinging it through the air, it begins to sort of hum and ring slightly, and then as it clashes with the side of him, this massive sonic boom explodes at the side of him. The sword then cuts across his front, and you see this massive scar go all the way up his side to the middle of his chest. He lets out this massive scream, bends to clutch at it. By the time that your sword has been reset and you're able to strike again, you look up and his body is starting to shrink down and look exactly like Eden.
Okay. I
Which
mean,
one do we shoot?
Thank you for the
One,
touch.
obviously, that
Eden.
one. The one that just shrunk down and looked like look at Airden.
So
It doesn't have object permanence. It's just like,
He's like a toddler. Kaboom.
So Zagrell says to you, "Thank you so much for the information. Now that I've touched you, I can be you."
you touched the spot, hadn't you?
But not in his true form.
Oh. We had touched before. Once or twice.
Yes.
Does Chenniel look like he's gonna do any sort of attack? Or...
is Xander doing anything?
The two of them look like they are getting ready, but then
Almost like they're
Zagrell
next up in
as
the order.
Eden then just takes one massive stride backwards, and as she does so, the air sort of folds around her and she disappears.
Oh,
Oh, great. Well,
shit.
that's a mess.
That was my fault.
Well,
And that is actually...
I know, Airden, thank you.
let's not point fingers, I was going to say.
That is exactly where we are going to end it, on the sort of Empire Strikes Back-y ending. And we'll see what happens next episode.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realise a bit of a downer ending,
I
but...
kind of feel like Abby will come back next week and it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
I like how someone in the chat has just said that Airden lacks object permanence. It's canon now.
Yeah, I can, yeah. I feel like we need to, like, what is the super weapon we need to destroy him? Like, my attacks are useless. Like,
Demons have specific things that need to destroy them. If he's trying to collect and hold on to that sword, it's probably that sword.
yeah.
I need that sword. I need that sword to keep Enver safe.
We need that sword to kill him. Now.
I just out of character, like, obviously out of character, but like, so do we know? So how do we get? What's our best way of getting the sword?
Hunting him down, and it's almost like I've made all roads lead to Rome. It's almost like all of you have an incentive to hunt this guy down.
Almost as if it's a crafted story.
I know.
Okay, right.
But yeah,
Okay, cool.
next episode, next story arc will essentially be hunting this guy down, which will tie in very much with Airden's skill set. It's hunting down demons. We also get to explore Amy's relationship with Chenniel and see what he can do as well, because he'll likely want to do stuff to do with demons. You'll be travelling across the world, which means that Anakis and her knowledge of natural resources and things will come in handy, and also Eden to get you guys some nice fancy beds, because she's got connections, she's connected. What we should have done before the end, but I realised we didn't do, but before you guys leave the city proper next session, we'll do the whole thing that we discussed in chat, Laura, for Airden. We'll make sure he gets the things that he needs.
I'm not going to remember that. Like, I'm telling you right now, I am not going to remember.
I will.
Don't worry.
I bought a specific book to keep notes in. For this one, I've bought a book for each of my campaigns now, because like my notes were all over the place. So.
Can I just ask, just while I remember, is he technically a fiend?
Yes, he is.
Oh, good. I have, when tracking a fiend, I can't be surprised. I have advantage on survival checks to track him, intelligence checks to recall info about them. This is all.
It's like it's in your wheelhouse.
It's almost like you messaged me and kind of let me know, and we were like, yeah, it's like we spoke with all the players and
almost.
Yeah. But yeah, I have not been great with the whole social media side of things, but there will be like a campaign diary thing at some point next week. So anyone watching just now, this episode will be going up onto YouTube. The edited versions will follow soon after. And there'll be a campaign diary discussing the kinds of things that we've been talking about for the last 2 minutes, you know, sort of behind the scenes stuff, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Otherwise, you know, follow us on the various social media. We're doing stuff with it now, which we kind of have been doing for a little while anyway. We had the character Amy taking over the Instagram account at some point. I think Eden's going to be taking it over at some point in the future as well.
I think I'm next, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Follow these lovely people individually on their Instagrams. Don't follow me on Instagram. I do naff all with it. But these guys share lots of really cool pictures of things that they're doing and other cool stuff. So yeah, go do that and have fun in your own games as well. Don't just sit and listen to us. Like, buy dice, buy a dice tray, get some cool minis, and play some D&D. They were really cool.
For next time, will we also be leveled up?
Oh yes.
People have that to look forward to. By which I mean we get to like
I've wanted level 5 so bad.
We'll make sure like, you know, make sure I share all that on Instagram and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been really looking forward to level 5.
Oh,
yeah.
I got
Level
loads
5
of
a
cool
lot of cool
stuff.
things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Proficiency bonus going up and all that. Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I realise that we now currently have more viewers joining rather than people leaving. It's the end of the show, guys.
You can go back to watch on YouTube.
Catch funny juice.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if everyone wants to catch up with everything, there's the podcast as well. Although,
yes,
just the way we record these, the podcast is like at least a couple of weeks behind what you're watching just now. So,
Or if you have Instagram questions, you can send them to any of us.
yeah,
yes,
Like,
yes.
we're all actual existing human beings. So, like, if you have a burning question, message one of us.
And we all love interacting and whatever.
Yeah.
It's the best bit.
Yeah.
nice one. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.